What's up, boys? We back to handle more business, man. You know what time it is. Free agency basically ended. All the trades and stuff like that went through. March Madness currently going on. World Baseball Classic ended. What else?
World Cup starting up too.
World Cup. NBA is getting into the end of the season, pushing to the playoffs.
UFL starting up.
UFL starting up. I mean, as much as we try to hate on the springtime, it's like there's a part where it gets dead. I think it's closer to the summer, but I think right now it's definitely, still peak, still some good watches out there.
And we got the draft coming up too.
Got the draft coming up. I think it's literally a month from today is the draft.
Perfect.
So,
Perfect.
this was like the perfect, warm up. Everybody loves free agency. Everybody loves seeing what everybody's gonna do. It's an exciting time. It's the first time where your teams are like making changes to what was wrong with the rosters.
Addressing shit,
addressing stuff, cutting people, adding. I mean, what a time! It's like Christmas. You know what I mean?
Having to pay people.
That's depending on who you are, it's not the best, but we're just gonna get right into it, man. One of the biggest ones was Kyler Murray. He was released from the Cardinals, then he was kind of like free agent for a couple days, and then he ended up signing to the Vikings, which was pretty obvious. I think we had called it on the last one, he was probably gonna end up going there. What are you thinking? What are you thinking about Kyler and the Vikings?
Thank God it was him and not Burrow. That's all I'm worried about.
True.
I mean, all the NFC North teams I feel like they had a really regressive free agency where they lost a lot of their main talent, and they kept pieces that they could monetarily, but they're still kind of like in a spot where they have some decisions to make.
Right.
And they didn't really get any players that are like big splash. Oh my God, that's going to be a impact fit all of a sudden. Like Kyler, like it could work, but let's see how the running back room looks. Let's see if he can throw it to Justin Jefferson. They still have Addison, right? So
yeah, they still have Addison,
might be a little
Hawkinson, and they got Aaron Jones back. They like released him, but then they like brought him back on like a friendlier deal. So they still got him. I think they probably.
For how many games though?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're probably gonna try to go back in the draft. Not first round, but probably one of like second, third, something. I can see them bringing another running back into the room.
Yeah.
But I agree. Like I think especially like with the like the Vikings, I think there was a couple guys that they released, but they were kind of some older guys like Jonathan Allen. He wasn't really that impactful the last season. But I think they they kept pretty much the core guys.
Vikings were one of the teams that kept most of their
right. So it's
players.
like I still like the roster. I think they were very hindered last year by the absolute abysmal quarterback play by Nine and the other dude.
Yeah. Their defense is still their defense.
Yeah, the defense is still decent. Kevin O'Connell. So I like this. They kept Brian Flores on the staff. So
they did lose a couple of line pieces though.
They did.
And the line didn't look great, so we'll see how that addresses too.
Right, and Kyler.
Yeah. Hopefully they get some short ones.
Yeah. Then they need some blocking, which that was kind of an issue on the Cardinals sometimes was their blocking. So it's like hopefully they can go into the draft and get some guys, good draft for alignment. I think the Packers definitely were hit hard. I think that they
lost a lot.
They fit that definition of what you're talking about.
Yeah.
They lost a lot of guys. They didn't retain a lot, and they didn't bring in a whole lot either. They were very disappointed in their free agency. Losing Romeo Dobbs, you lost Quay Walker, Stokes. Like I mean,
not Cooper, but the other edge rusher, linebacker, Gary.
Yeah.
Gary.
Rashawn Gary. Yeah, I mean, they lost a lot.
And that corner, they released whatever his name was that they got from the Cowboys.
Oh, yeah, Diggs.
And they released their other corner, too.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, the Packers lost a lot. So, I could really see them, kind of, I say they're still talented enough to have a good season, but I don't know if they're going to be like lock, playoff run, like kind of team, because I feel like they're going to be sort of like what the Texans were last year, where there was just a lot of guys that were kind of in some fill-in spots that they necessarily don't love there, but it's like, okay, we kind of don't have no options and the season's going to start, so we're going to have to put this guy here. Matthew Golden's gonna have to probably be wide receiver 2 or 1, and Watson, you never know, like he kind of gets hurt. Like so, it's like you have a lot of question marks with that team. Um,
Reed.
but back to Kyler on the Vikings. I think that I like the move. Obviously, like you did upgrade the quarterback position, but I do think that people are over gassing it just a little bit.
For sure.
I think that people are forgetting that Kyler isn't amazing or hasn't been amazing in the NFL. Like he's had.
It hasn't been a lack of weapons.
Right. Like maybe it was at one point, like when he first got there or something, but. I mean, when he first got there, I mean, it wasn't bad. I mean, Christian Kirk was there. I think they still had AJ Green.
They still have Hop too.
I think, but they got Hop.
Or they got Hop after.
You know what I'm saying? After, then they had the Hollywood Brown, which was pretty good. Like I feel like the weapons were never trash.
David Johnson, James Conner the whole time.
Right, and you get McBride towards the end. I think really what it came down to was like the coaching is bad. Yeah. Right, we agree to that. So it's like you do get a better coach that can scheme up some stuff. So I think that this will probably be one of his better years. But what's one of his better years? You know what I mean? Like, what does that really entail? You know, so I think that that's kind of what we're waiting to see with Kyler. I think that they're going to be a better team, but them being a better team might not really necessarily equal out to their record being like that much better, because they won 9 games right last year with the whole debacle situation. So it's like maybe they win like one more game and get to like 10, but I don't see them just like, oh, they have Kyler now, so now they're just like some dominant team. They're just gonna like steamroll, go all the way to the Super Bowl pick. I mean, they did.
They will. They will dominate. They will be a really good team. They'll have 12 plus wins.
You think?
Yeah, they will.
I'm thinking like 10 or 11.
It's how they do every other year. They're like how CMC's injuries are.
Right.
Like every other year, they're either dominant or not playing, and that's just how it is. So they're probably going to be really good next year and win a lot of close games and have like 13, 14 wins. But I don't know how much.
I think they'll struggle.
Success they'll have.
I think they'll struggle in the regulars. I think they'll struggle within the division. I think outside of the division they'll roll. So it just kind of depends. I think they'll have a good time with the Packers. I think Lions, you could probably split that. Bears might 2-0 them. So it's like you kind of like
they beat us last year.
I know, but it's like
yeah, I know.
Year 2 of Caleb in this system, like Caleb's actually playing quarterback for real. I just, you know what I mean, like
yeah, I get it.
Yeah, so it's like I don't know, like I think people are overgassing it just a little bit. I do think they got better.
I don't think they're gonna be that much stronger. I'm just saying I know they will get those wins. Right. Not for the fact of them being a great team. Like the Patriots went to the Super Bowl this year and they were amazing.
Right.
Kudos to them, but like they weren't the best team.
Right.
I don't know if that's a hot take or not, but like they just weren't the best team, and a team like that could still win a lot of games and get good seeding and stuff like that. Patriots just stumbled away into the Super Bowl too, so it's not gonna happen for the Vikings. It's not gonna happen for Kyler Murray. He's not gonna stumble anywhere, but 15 yards backwards for a fumble.
I think they're in the playoffs. And I think that in the playoffs, it'll look similar to what the Sam Darnold thing looked in the playoffs in that one. I know the line was really bad, but I could just see Kyler getting to the playoffs and then just like kind of having a stinker a little bit.
I want him to set up Vikings Bears last game of the season.
Right, that'd be nasty. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then we'll see how the wild card weekend goes. You know, it's always I feel like last year was like some good matchups like in the wild card. So, we'll see. I think they're gonna be scrappy. But like I said, they are old in some spots, so I'm curious to see, like I said, what they're going to do with this running back situation. I'm not liking Aaron Jones, just like we're going to depend on him to be like the bell cow, so we're going to have to figure out who can like rotate in with them. Everything else seems
Jefferson
fine.
Doesn't get his targets. Is he going to stay or is Kyler Murray going to stay?
Right.
That's going to be the big question to me.
I
like besides all the other stuff on the team, like. It's going to be about that relationship, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's number one.
I truly believe that if this situation doesn't work out, I think Jefferson's gone. And I think they stick it in with Kyler, just because I think this whole Kyler Vikings were his favorite team. I don't see this just being like a 1 year thing. And I don't think that it'll be bad enough Kyler wise for them to be like, we're just gonna move on. And it's like, to what? Like, they're probably gonna win a decent amount of games. They're probably not gonna have a high draft pick. Like, we're not gonna predict them to be like in the top 10 of drafting unless something just goes completely awry. Like, you know what I'm saying? They just completely shit the bed. But they're probably going to be picking around 17 to 20, so it's like you're probably not going to get your franchise quarterback there. They're planning on Kyler being there for a little bit.
Yeah.
Now, Jefferson, he's already kind of been irritated. He was irritated last year. I think that if this year, whatever reason it don't click, I think it's gone. Similar to like a DJ Moore in the Bears situation where it's like, I don't think he necessarily plays bad, and there's probably going to be some moments where you're like, okay, Justin Jefferson, he's clicking, he gets a big touchdown, win the game, whatever. Yeah. But I think at the end of the day, like if it's not completely, because you see what this wide receiver market is looking like, especially. I mean, look at what Jay Sanders getting paid, look at what Jamar's getting paid, look at what all these dudes getting paid, and Justin Jefferson's getting paid really high. But it's like
he's gonna want to be paid that much.
So it's like, okay, you really got to start thinking about that, and I think it would be a greater investment to continue with Kyler, especially with the whole we gave up on Darnold thing. We had Daniel Jones in the building. It's like, I feel like if they even have something, they're going to try to keep it with Kyler, and then they'll just be like, okay, we'll just get another receiver in. You know what I mean? I mean, the receivers are popping out like nothing nowadays. You can get a receiver today in the draft. You can get Lemon. And I'm not saying he might be Justin Jefferson, but he's going to be pretty darn good probably. You know what I mean? So I think you can get wide receiver production, but quarterback is hard. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what Kyler and the Vikings do. But nonetheless, good signing, and I'm excited for Kyler to get out of the unknown of what is being in Arizona.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just I feel like they're one of the teams that just doesn't even have any direction right now because you don't know who they're gonna have at quarterback. Probably gonna be Bagent, somebody like that. They still haven't really made a move. No. And I was thinking that they'd maybe be a candidate for Justin Fields, but, Justin Fields ended up going to Kansas City. But it's like, they really don't have a true answer. Like, they might have an answer for this year and be like, okay, Brissett's going to start again, but that's not your quarterback of the future, obviously. Like, he's an old head. So it's like, they still don't really have no answer. The weapons are decent, but it's like, so I don't know. I think a fresh start, with a better coaching staff, we'll see what it sparks.
Did Mac Jones get signed somewhere?
No, I think he's still on the Niners. He's still under contract, so if anybody wants him, they would have to trade. You know what I mean? So we'll see. But I think that he could, like, guys like that, like the Bagents and the Mac Joneses, and then even Davis Mills. I think that they're guys that when stuff goes awry once the season starts, that's when you can start seeing movement. Because there's the trade deadline, so it's like if a team is like rolling, like let's say a Jacksonville or something, and they're like, damn, Lawrence went down. That's when you can see like, okay, they're trading for Mac Jones because they need a, you know what I mean? That's when I see those kind of guys moving. I don't think they move right now.
But what about Phillip Rivers? Isn't that what he's there for?
Phillip Rivers needs to stay retired. It was an honorable run, but let's hang it up, brother. Raiders low-key had an offseason. You know what I mean? I kind of like I like what I'm looking at with this Raiders team. Will they be amazing? Well, probably not. But I mean, this is a step in the right direction.
I mean, they'll look like the Giants, maybe. Right?
Yeah, the Giants of last year. Yeah. Maybe a smooth 6 wins is probably what they're hovering around.
It's gonna be real rough too.
Yeah, there's gonna be some growing pains because. I mean, we're predicting that Fernando Mendoza is going to be on the team. Still not amazing receiver room.
Or O-line.
O-line got better. You did get Linderbaum, who's probably like a top 3 center in football.
That's it, right?
Basically. I think they got maybe some other low-key dudes, but that was definitely the main guy. We'll see what they do in the draft. But the line still not a finished product. Okay, but you did the right thing getting like an anchor on the line.
Right.
and then kind of build around that. So, okay, line might still be iffy, but I mean, I like
Ginty Bauer.
but this defensive group now kind of looks like something.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
because you luck up and Max Crosby trade diminishes, right? So they said no. So you keep Max Crosby. Now you have Quay Walker, N'Kobe Dean, Eric Stokes, Taron Johnson from the trade. Like, okay, there's kind of some pieces here. You know, I think that the defense could be actually a decent unit. I'm not saying they're going to be top 10, but I think that the defense can keep the games at
I mean, they were
least
good last
manageable. Yeah.
They were good last year.
I mean, they were punching some people in the mouth.
Geno Smith just wasn't worth anything. So like
Right.
they were just always on the field, but they did let a lot of gashes go.
Yes.
They did let a lot of that go. But they were like tough as a unit.
Mhm.
It just big plays every once in a while. It's kind of like how the Bears defense was last year. Like they were good and they were good players. They just every once in a while little lapses. It's,
Right.
it's the little shit that fucks you up.
And I
But
think
they're
as a
going to be a lot
defense-
better for sure.
As a defense, I think it gets depressing too. Like if you're on a team and you're not getting any wins, and
Yeah.
like you see how the first quarter goes or something, and you're probably like, all right, bro, it's gonna be another one of those ones. You know what I mean? So I actually like this offseason from the Raiders, and they still have a lot of money, still have a lot of cap space. So you know, I don't think that they're necessarily done, but I think that this was a productive step in the right direction. They got a new coach. Like let's just see. Like I'm not saying they're going to the moon, but I think that I could finally look at this offseason and be like, okay, I understand what's going on. Even if they did lose Max, that would have been like, okay, like the D line probably is not going to be good, but now that you still have him and he has like a chip on his shoulder now because he's kind of like the Ravens kind of did me dirty a little bit.
Right.
Like so now you got Mad Max for real and a bunch of dogs around him. I think the defense can fly around, and if the offense is like just even a smidge better, you get a couple more wins.
Right.
You know, and I think it will be. Now I just don't like the receiver room. I just think I mean, you got to get somebody else in the receiver room.
So basically, what you do is you trade the number one pick to Arizona for Jacoby Brissett and for Michael Wilson, and you call it GG's.
Yeah, either
And
that,
Arizona finally gets Mendoza, yay!
or you go big and try to get Marvin Harrison if you're gonna trade the number one overall pick and you're giving them a franchise quarterback. Then
Well, I mean, if they're getting the number one pick, they're gonna want to get Mendoza. That's why they're gonna be making the trade. So they're gonna want to keep Marvin Harrison with him. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna want to keep Trey
True.
McBride and him. So you could get Michael Wilson, who's obviously wide receiver one potential.
But do you think that they think higher about Michael Wilson now than they do about Marvin Harrison? Because let's just be honest.
I would say that they still value Marvin Harrison more because they drafted him higher.
Right.
And that's how GMs think. They draft higher, so they think of him as higher value.
Right.
It's not really about, like, we're not talking about Kyler Murray's potential or play on the field. We're talking about Kyler Murray. Oh my God, the number one in high school, number one in college, number one in NFL. No, he's not number one in anything, bro. He's mid.
Right.
And he's getting treated like a superstar quarterback because he got paid like one.
Right.
But he's not really that. But like Michael Wilson's having a great season, but they're probably not valuing him like that. Like they're probably like ears perked up if anybody's asking about him, you know?
Yeah, because his value is probably like super maxed right now.
But I mean, the number one overall pick.
Right. So, but that's what I'm saying. With the Raiders, like, okay, number one overall pick, like
Get our quarterback and receiver though.
right.
Brissett with Michael Wilson, who already is, and we already have an experienced center, experienced quarterback. We can go win right now.
Right.
Instead of developing.
Right.
And we have Ginty as our develop right now.
And then you still are in the play for like trying to get like if Brissett doesn't like whatever, you can still have a chance on like a Mac Jones or something like that once they become available, maybe next off season or something like that, you know, where you don't necessarily. I mean, I'm not saying that this is like the recipe, but like you've seen it with the Seahawks last season. You know, they didn't just get some young guy and develop. Like they were just like, okay, let's get a guy that just doesn't turn the ball over, and you can win that way if the defense is good. So maybe that's kind of where they're heading. And if they do pull that move, you know, I see it as a good move. But I don't know, like I don't know if the I feel like the Cardinals and the Marvin Harrison relationship is starting to get a little chippy, in my opinion. So I could see them being like, you know what, fuck it. Michael Wilson's been balling. He looked
They
way
got
better
Kyler
than
Murray out,
Harrison.
bro. I don't know.
Then let's just get rid of it. And
Marvin looked good with Jacoby too, though.
he did. He looked better. I mean, all the weapons look better with
Yeah.
Jacoby. So that's.
So I mean, like he only looked bad with Kyler.
Right.
And Kyler's gone.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't think they get rid of him.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's too early. I think it's too early to get rid of him. You know, you got to see him with at least a decent Q.
One is Marquis.
So I guess we'll see. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, shout out to the Raiders. Good offseason.
Yeah.
You know who I was disappointed in, and I hate to like dog them because it's our boys team, but I didn't really like what the Chargers did this offseason. I feel like they were a little. I feel like they kind of sat on their hands too much.
Yeah.
You know.
They bought they got the pieces that like fit for what they want to do, but they just didn't.
I don't think they
very
did enough.
many moves.
Yeah. Like that one center that they got from Washington, I think that he was a good pick, and you're like, okay, and it was like right before free agency, so you're like, okay, the Chargers about to be active. Then it was like crickets the rest of the time.
You
It's
got
like
a fullback.
right, and then I think they got like some backup tight end from the Ravens or whatever. That's like a blocking tight end. Like, okay, you're not really gonna be able to like do nothing with that. Like, okay, I get it, like in a way that is protection, but it's like it's not though. All the guards that were available. I know they were like in the Wyatt Teller sweepstakes. I know they were in for the guard that went to the Patriots, Avia Tucker. Like, it's like, okay, are we gonna like how serious are we taking protecting Justin Herbert? I know we're getting Slater and Alt back, but the interior line was still really bad.
Yeah, really bad.
That was really the issue. Like the tackles were good. Obviously, once they left, then yeah, the whole line was bad. But yeah, when the tackles come back, the edges will probably be better. But the worst way to get pressure is the interior. We've seen it. I've seen it on the Texans. I've seen it on every single team. Like, if you don't have the interior line set up, it's bad. That's when you get hit by stunts. That's when you get hit by all types of stuff. Linebacker blitzes.
Every run gets blocked up.
Right. So it's like, I mean, and then it makes it hard because your quarterback can't step up. Your quarterback really can't get around it.
Can't do play action.
Right. So it's like, that's the worst pressure. So it's like, what did we do to really bolster the interior? We got one guy. Like, I mean, I don't know if it's enough, and it's just like that's kind of been the thing the past couple of years with the Chargers. It's like they have a whole bunch of money in free agency. Like, I'm not saying just light it up, get rid of the whole, just sign anybody, but
just do something.
But sign something, like, you know what I mean? Like, use it, Like last year, they could have been in the sweepstakes to get, a DK Metcalf or something, and DK was like, yeah, I want to go somewhere warm, LA. They didn't pull it. And he went somewhere else. And, like, yeah, he did cost the Steelers a lot of money. But, I mean, you look at the end of the season, none of those receivers on the Chargers were productive at all. Like, Conkey wasn't that great. QJ started off the season really good, got cold. Gatson had a little burst of energy and then cooled off. After that, Trey Harris. And, like, you could have used somebody like that was a veteran. And Keenan, he had a good start.
He was actually consistent.
He was consistent in the beginning, but then he kind of fell off again at the end. But, yeah. I mean, again, part of it is the line was super bad. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just didn't. I wish the Chargers would have been a little bit more aggressive.
Like, try and get a Nakobe Dean.
Right. Or,
Like, try and instead of letting the Raiders go and grab who they want, you go grab elite linebacker to even bolster your defense even more. Right. Like, if you grab that, then you need one more corner, you're good on defense.
Exactly.
Like, you're pretty much set. Then, you need a guard. And what else? You have Hampton. Right. You have Gatson.
Right.
You have McConkey and QJ. Like, you can go grab another receiver if you want,
exactly.
But you just grab Harris and what's his fucking name? Lambert Smith last season. So, like, don't really need to grab a receiver either. They really just need to grab the guard, and then they could have just made a big splash like that, but no. Yeah, right. I know what you're saying. There's no splashes.
And
little Mickey shit.
You did re-sign Khalil Mack, so it's like it's cool, but like to me, it's just not moving it. It's just not moving the needle. And I think that let's not even talk about the AFC. Like, the AFC as a whole right now, is super duper stacked. Like the AFC is really good, and not only that, your division is getting better. Like
gearing up, yeah.
I mean, we just saw the Broncos trade for Jalen Waddle, and they already had a good team last year. The Raiders, yeah, they're probably not going to be good this year, but I mean, they have another offseason like this. They have another. I mean, they're in the steps in the right direction, right? The Chiefs are the Chiefs. Mahomes going to be back at some point,
and I wouldn't be surprised if Waddle has a highlight tape against the Chargers already.
Right,
like they're already susceptible to deep bombs.
Exactly, already susceptible to deep bombs. Already susceptible to like them fast receivers. Their defense is one of the best in football. Like, what did you do to like be able to get out of this division consistently? And not only that, we're trying to see what we're giving Herbert like, okay, this, that, the line, the this, the this. Eventually, we're gonna need to see some playoff success. We're gonna have to see it soon. Like, you know, so it's like, what are we doing to really set this dude up to be better in the big games? Because if we're gonna get to the big games and it's gonna look and the team is gonna look about the same, well, clearly that wasn't good enough last year. Clearly that wasn't good enough the year before that. Clearly wasn't good enough the year before that. So it's like
Rivers either.
Right. So it's like, when are we gonna actually take it serious and be like, let's try to get to the next level? Like when I'm looking at these teams that we're talking about today, a lot of these teams did a lot of stuff to get to the next level, whatever that next level might be. Whether the next level is trying to get more playoffs, more just wins in general, trying to be a more serious team. These teams are getting serious. Like, what did you do to really be like, yeah, Chargers are serious for real? Like, it's just like, you know, and this could be like this, just like how we were saying, like kind of with Trevor Lawrence. Like, I feel like this is like kind of one of these last years where Herbert to like really do something before Herbert going to another team. Like, seriously, you know, and the coaching staff too. Like, we can't just keep fucking around with hardball and all this stuff if it's not getting us anywhere. Like, we're not getting anywhere, then we're going to have to restart.
Like, last year was supposed to be the year, so what now? This year is going to be the year since Mahomes is starting off the year hurt? Like, when is it finally going to actually come to fruition?
Like, when are we going to sit here and be like, no, the Chargers are, like, the best in the division?
Because when they're in the playoffs, nobody's like, oh my God, we have to play the Chargers.
Right.
They're like, all right, we got the Chargers. Let's gear up. Let's get ready for the playoffs.
Right.
Like
let's not sleep.
Yeah, like it's still a fight, but like nobody's scared.
Right.
Everybody knows it's the same thing every single time because they've done this for decades now.
Right.
Like they've literally done this for decades.
Yeah.
They have the right pieces.
Right.
They have the right team composition and coaching staff. Sometimes.
Right. Sometimes.
But they always sell the shit.
They do.
They always sell the shit.
It's like when they had LT, just like, you know, them years with Rivers. It's just, you know, it's like one of those things where it's just like history repeats. And, you know, we'll see what they do. But then, like, you know, you can't really get hyped about Chargers as far as, like, the draft. Because I think they only have, like, 5 picks, bro. They don't even have a lot of draft picks. So it's like, if they were set up like a different team where you're like, okay, well, they made a lot of moves. So they have, like, just a shitload of draft capital to where they can go in and just, like, completely revamp, do some trades. It's like, they have you have like a single like, no, bro, that's not going to be enough to flip the team when you need, you know, probably another corner, like you said, another probably a couple of linemen in the interior. You need like 2 guards. You need some like you need a lot to really kind of move the needle here, and we're kind of not really playing with a lot of house money. And you had a lot of house money in the perfect time when there was a lot of good guys available and a lot of good trade opportunities, and you just didn't do nothing. And I don't think that's the way to go, you know. But speaking about a team that didn't sit on their hands and actually made some moves, to me that I like, I think the New York Giants had a really great offseason as well. You know, they signed Isaiah Likely, which they're a tight end kind of team, and then you're getting Harborough. Harborough knows how to use the tight end, obviously, Likely specifically. Mark Andrews and stuff, so you get him back. That's a rekindle. They already know what they're going to do with that, and they were able to utilize their tight ends really well. Theo Johnson had a really good year, and he's still going to be involved. So that's a really good duo right there. Yeah, Bellinger, he's a good little, you know what I'm saying, first down kind of guy, red zone threat. You know, they got Newsome, who I don't think he did a lot in Jacksonville. But I think he's still a great player.
He has a good frame and everything. He's just going to be another Giants corner, though. We know it.
Yeah, he's probably not going to be what he was. I think, you know, maybe his best years are behind him.
Hopefully he'll be good.
Right.
But I think we all see the Giants writing on the wall.
Yeah, we do. They're going to be looking at defense in the draft, but I do like the Edmonds pickup.
Yeah.
That's going to be a really good player for them. And I like the Mooney pickup
Big bear down.
because you lose Wandell, but you get Darnell Mooney,
There's a
and
more experienced version, just
right,
a little bit slower.
same thing as Wandell. A little bit older, I think, but still not an old player and still can get some value. And you're getting Leak and Cam Scatterbo back. I think that this is going to be a team that they're going to build off of last season.
Yeah, Dart's going to come back with a vengeance.
Right, and I think Leak is going to. I think like the JSN type year.
Yeah.
I think that's in line for Malik Neighbors for sure.
Yeah.
Like I think that he can come back and absolutely just go on a tear.
Yeah, like 1,400 plus.
Yeah, like 1,400, a bunch of touchdowns, big games. Like we didn't get to see Dart.
He's starting to cook though.
Right, but we didn't get to see Dart and Lee. Lee got hurt before Dart got in. Well, I think really getting to see the duo. I mean, you saw what he was able to do with Wandale and like these other dudes. Like I think having a true wide receiver one, like he's gonna absolutely fry with Lee. You're gonna get Scat back, like. Yeah, I think that this is going to be a good team, and I'm excited to see what they do in the draft because they are picking in the top 10, and I don't think they're going to be picking in the top 10 moving forward.
They have good pieces on both sides.
Right. So, we'll see what they can go either way. And the defense, the front seven is really good. You know what I mean? They got, Carter, all them guys, Thibodeau. Like, this front seven is really good. And you add Edmonds to that mix. Like, this D-line and linebacker group, it was good last year. It's going to be good again. And I just think you just need to get a little bit better in the secondary. Just a little bit better. And Caleb Downs can help that. I do think they need some, like, true cover guys.
Yeah, they need corners back.
Caleb Downs is a good player on a team that already has guys that cover. Like, they need guys that can stick with people. Because you play in the, NFC West or whatever it is. Dude, like, Pickens, CD, AJ Brown still on the Eagles right now, Devonta Smith. You know what I mean? Like you got guys that can get by you, so you're gonna have to be able to stay with them, or it's gonna be a shootout.
Yeah.
They can play in a shootout. We saw it last year, but they didn't come away with a lot of those. So I think you want to keep it close. We'll see what the Giants do, but
they need to get some sacks from that front seven.
Yeah, they didn't get a lot of sacks. They didn't get home, but I think
Yeah, they'll be better.
Pass rushers develop.
Yeah, they'll be better.
I think pass rushers get better as they get older, which is crazy. You know what I mean? They're kind of one of those positions, almost like tight end.
It's when you start getting those, like, perfecting your techniques. It's like one of those things you just, it clicks.
Yeah, and you got to see how, like, the defense, like, the offensive plays, like, certain plays, you just got to see it in the NFL. Like,
get the timing of it.
Yeah, like, so you really start seeing them pass rushers, ascend that second, that third year. I think that's in the mix for Carter, so we'll see. I'm thinking the Giants hover around like 9 wins, so their division is tough, but I think
they could go a little bit better than that though.
I think that they can get into the wild card.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think they win the division just yet. I still think Cowboys and Eagles are taking control of that over there, but I still think that they're going to be a really tough wild card. They're going to be learning how to win with Harborough. You know what I'm saying? I like it. You know what I mean? I'm excited for them, and I really do like Jackson Dart, so I'm hoping that he continues to play good.
Mm-hmm.
Getting into our boys, the horns up, bear down territory of the video. Chicago Bears. So, just started off Chicago Bears. They let go of a lot of guys defensively, and I know that was kind of the talk.
Yeah, we couldn't really hold anybody.
But that's kind of fine, though.
Yeah.
Just because I don't think the defense was the greatest.
Yeah.
We saw the lapses. We saw some good plays. I think they're really good in the turnover department and in the special teams. So I think that was what kind of kept things really good. And then there was moments in the game where they really did shut down the other team, and they kept it really close for these fourth quarter comebacks and that sort of thing.
Yeah, flashes.
But again, there was times where, they got gashed a little bit. They weren't the best in coverage, as far as, like, sticking with guys. They were, letting off a lot of big plays and that sort of thing. And just letting guys, not only just, like, a one deep bomb where it's like, okay, he caught 180-yarder, but he didn't catch anything for the rest of the game. Like, they're letting you know what I'm saying? Bink, 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 bink. This dude got 10 catches. Like, no,
Yeah.
no, 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 no. So I think that letting go of a lot of these guys that you were just kind of hoping did like a Brisker, where you're like, okay, yeah, if Brisker's on and he gets like that big hit and it gets a fumble and we pick it up, like instead of that, let's kind of shift it to like, let's get some guys that are just really sound in their technique, can cover and can do some things like, you know, and can still get turnovers, still do that stuff, but are just better overall at just doing what they need to do on a more consistent basis. Guys like a Devin Bush, you know, guys like Kobe Bryant coming off the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I think these are guys that, you know, you can kind of see, hey, these dudes are just more technically sound than some of the guys that we let go. And there was no point in signing some of these guys that are getting older, kind of turning that corner from they're not really in their young 20s no more, they're kind of in their upper 20s. Let's kind of change the narrative, and then let's go into the draft to get some guys. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, the linebacker group specifically, like we got Bush and re-signed, what's his name? He played for the Saints before. We signed re-signed both of them for the same cost as Edmonds. So I mean, we got two linebackers. We replaced the linebackers, and Devin Bush is like top 5 in pass coverage and rush coverage last year, and he was really good the year before
really
too.
Good player.
And he's got a lot of experience. Like he's on the older side, but that's perfect for us right now. Like he's ready for like a contending team. He's played for the fucking Browns. Like he knows how to play good defense. He just needs to be on a team that is playing for something. And
linebacker's one of those positions.
He's
too.
quick.
Linebacker's one of those positions too where I think that they also get better as they get older, because a lot of linebacker is knowing the plays kind of before they happen, knowing different coverages, being able to like read certain stuff. So I think that getting a linebacker that's kind of in that age range is a really good play, you know. So
yeah, I mean we lost Byard, Brisker, Edmonds, and a couple guys on D line like that were bench guys, and Nashawn Wright. And I think that was about it on defense. But like Nashawn, I'm totally fine with.
Right.
He was a practice squad player.
Right.
Played really well, but
makes
like
noise, but
he's one of those guys that like Mickey as hell. De'Aaron Bland, so Mickey. Like cannot cover, but he's super opportunistic and he tackles all right. So like, cool, thank you. You did well for the Bears.
Right.
But like,
good season. Right.
Give Tyreek his spot back, low key, and. Byard, like, I really wish we could have kept Byard. I really wish we could have kept him, but it's just not going to work. I mean, we got Kobe Bryant now, so hopefully that works, and we'll be able to draft some other stuff. We had the safety from LSU the year before. What's his name? He has like a weird name. It's like Champ or something like that. Fuck, what was his name? Major Burns.
Oh, Major Burns.
Major Burns.
Okay.
So we drafted him the year before, so we still have him on the roster. We can always draft another safety.
Still got Shamar Turner.
Still got Turner. We got a lot of players coming back. Like Zoff Frazier didn't play last year for personal reasons.
Right.
He's a rookie, 7'3" or 6'3", with insane speed, really good coverage, really good tackling. Like we're good on defense for real, honestly. Like it'll look. At worst, it'll look the same as it did this year.
Right.
And I don't think it's going to look the same as it did this year. I think the pass rush will be a lot better too. Like, Bradbury is just another little extra addition. Devin Bush is an extra addition where his speed and sense is going to be a little bit better than having Edmonds. He's more of a read and react and sit back and react rather than like attack at it. Yeah. Or Bush is more attack at it. So.
And I think Bradbury, I think that was a good, I think it was a trade maybe, but I think that was a good little trade. Yeah. Just because, I mean, your other center retired, so you need to get another center, so that's fine. I mean, people were like kind of dogging him because they were like, oh, PFF grade. I hate when people get too hard on like the PFF grades. Like, he's blocking on a better offensive line now. We saw what the Patriots' offensive line was. It wasn't great. So I think him next to like Pro Bowl freaking guards, like it's an easier job than like, I'm playing center on an island here.
And he played with Tooney.
Right. So it's like, to me, I think it's, you already got the chemistry there. I think it's going to be a fine, like, plug and play. Like, it's not going to be that much worse.
Yeah.
And I think defensively, like you said, either it's pretty much the same, give or take. Like, maybe it's like a tad worse. Maybe it's a tad like I still think that this is probably going to be like a more defensive draft for the Bears. I think offensively it's pretty much set up. Like there's not really a lot you can do other than you can get another receiver in there. You can blah blah blah, but there's nothing like we need
nothing pressing. Yeah.
Right. So it's like
they keep saying left tackle, and I'm like, bro, we're fine.
I think that you can go in and the first 2-3 rounds be like defensive guys. Like okay, they signed the DB. They got enough, you know what I'm saying? So I think that they can go that way in the draft, and then you can, once we get to the season, I think that we'll be a lot more comfortable with like, okay, these are the Bears pieces, and we're good with that. And there are going to be some young guys that are going to be able to develop with the young team that y'all got now, where all the guys on the team are second-year players or under, as far as like the main staples. So it's like, okay, like we can kind of go with that same thing on the defense, where it's more of like, these are Ben Johnson kind of guys, or these are Dennis Allen kind of guys that, are really with this regime. Like a lot of those guys were kind of like from some past regimes, right? Some of the Nagy guys and some of that. All right, well, let's get them out of here and let's restart.
DeMarco Jackson, that's the name of the other linebacker.
Yeah, so, and you see that with other teams too. Like, that happens when you trade out, regimes.
Like Wandell going to the Titans.
Right, and that's kind of like what happened with Kevin Byard, where you're like, I wish you would have kept him, but it's like, he's going to his old coach.
Yeah.
So it's like, you really I wouldn't say he didn't have a chance. Like, I wouldn't say he didn't like the Bears. Like, he definitely liked his time with the Bears. And I think
And the Bears said that they wanted to keep him, they just wanted to get him for a little bit less, and they couldn't match the offer the Titans did. So
and it's like, okay, he goes to the Patriots, and he's with his old team, and like it could have been one of those things where like maybe even at the end of the day, like he didn't even get more money or whatever, but he's like, I just want to be back with Vrabel, and that's my guy, and sometimes that happens in the NFL. But I mean, I think that it was the Bears. I think that they did good. Like I would probably give it around like a B plus. You know what I mean? Where it's like, okay. And I do like the trading of DJ Moore as well, just to hit on that. I think that DJ was good. I think that DJ did like Justin Fields more at the end of the day. I think he does. I don't think he hated Caleb or anything though. But I do think that him and Fields kind of had a connect.
He probably felt one way or two about it.
Yeah, and he made it pretty known that he was like, look, you saw them interviews where he was like, look, I know that there's a couple guys in the draft. I don't think they're better than Justin. Like, I think he was really down for, like, let's build up the team around Justin and give him a fair chance. I don't think he necessarily loved the fact that they kind of just moved off of him for Caleb. Now, we get it. Caleb, he's miles ahead and he's doing all this, and the Bears are on another level, and he can end up being one of the best quarterbacks in the league. We understand that. So, the Bears, yes, they made the right move, but I just don't think that was necessarily DJ's move.
Yeah.
And I think that his role...
And he has an argument, because it could, in theory, be Justin Fields in this offense right now cooking.
It could be.
Because Caleb's missing a lot of throws.
Right.
And he doesn't look great all the time. He's making a lot of crazy plays, but what do Fields do?
Right.
Make crazy plays.
The defense just wasn't good.
And he turned the ball over more than Caleb does.
Right.
And that's the one thing where I'm like, okay, I'm starting to see like a little bit of lean towards Caleb.
Right.
But everything else still, like, they're about even, or if you're going rushing upside, I'd give it to Fields just a little bit, tiny bit.
I would give it to Fields, but like in a different way. Like he's probably not as like evasive as far as like he's not getting out of sacks and things like that, like a Caleb. So, but as far as just like pure rushing ability, you're definitely taking Fields, bro. They put the side by side comparison of like Fields and Caleb to like this point or whatever in their careers, and it's like the passing was like damn near about the same, like and it's like it just looks a little bit different with Caleb. And
I think it's like 5 more picks with Fields.
Yeah, so it's like it looks.
But he has like
different.
1,000 more rushing.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like Justin Fields getting downhill and he going Baja.
Yeah.
Like
Caleb just doesn't run the ball. He runs, but he doesn't run it forward. He runs to throw.
Right. He runs side to side.
Yeah.
And then if he does need to pick up first downs late in the game, that's when you'll see him kind of actually go more afield. But he's going to the sideline. He's not trying to go all the way to the crib.
He's not
juke around.
Double hezzy spin.
No.
Juke
He's
hurdle.
not doing all that.
To the crib.
He's not doing all that. But again, I think as far as like just arm talent, you're probably going to give it to Caleb, obviously. But if you think about it, the Bears, they probably have Marvin Harrison. They probably have Swift still. So it's like you have probably a better receiver core, and
just a better. I feel like even if you don't go Marvin Harrison, you get something else, and you probably have a crazy team in general.
Exactly. Marvin Harrison was in that draft. Leak was in that draft. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
the team could have looked good, so it's like I get it, and I think DJ Moore just getting to where he can kind of be the guy again.
Yeah.
Because I think that his role on the Bears was, kind of getting diminished. He had some clutch plays here and there, but I think that there was times where, like, the connection didn't click, and then just how the Bears' offense works, since it's a run-heavy system. Most of the receivers outside of and Loveland's a different thing, tight end, but he was kind of like the wide receiver one, especially going down the stretch. But all the other guys. I mean, Luther Burden wasn't hyper targeted.
Everybody was about even.
Everybody was about even. But I think that him on Buffalo, he has a chance to be like, okay, he could actually get like 8 to 10 catches a game.
Self recognition.
And
sure.
actually like this could be the last stop of his career of him being like at the top level of his abilities.
Like being a one receiver.
Right, and the Bills needed a guy that could be a one and could be a difference maker. So I honestly think it was a good trade for both sides.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's kind of just one of those respect things.
And he's not a headache.
And yeah, he's not a headache. I think he's a good player, and I think he handled it well. And I think that he'll be able to do what he needs to do on the Bills. And I think that the Bears, in the long run, will be better because, like I said, you can replace receivers easily.
Yeah.
And you saw what you were getting out of Loveland at the end of the season. You saw what Luther Burden can do when he gets when he gets proper usage.
And we still have Jade Walker.
Still have Jade Walker, who made some clutch plays, and he'll probably get an expanded role. He's been in the lab too. I've been seeing him working. So, I think that, like I said, I think the Bears in the whole are kind of just out with the old and with the new, and there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. I think that's just where the team's at right now. You know what I mean? Save money and live better.
Get it down.
I mean, you could. You gotta trade up.
I'll trade a second with my first to get it down.
To move up, yeah. I would too, for sure.
Because we just got an extra second.
Right. I would. That would be a move I would make.
Might as well, right? Get your second safety.
Because you got guys that can cover.
You got Kobe Bryant, then you got Caleb Downs, and they can both play corner. They can both play safety, and they can both play both safeties, and they can both play.
Still got Stevenson, right? Still got Stevenson.
Yeah, we still got Stevenson. We still got Kyler. We still got Johnson.
Yeah, so I think that would be a team that would make sense. Like I'm saying, where it's like you have guys that can cover already, so then you can have Downs as the new school hybrid player, where it's you can kind of put him at the outside linebacker nickel.
No, that's Kyler, bro. Kyler's playing that.
But Downs plays that too. You know what I mean? So it's you can kind of move him around though, and you can switch them up. Okay, sometimes you can have this guy doing it, sometimes you can have that guy.
Yeah,
and have that more versatility.
Loves that so much.
Right,
that's
have
his
that versatility
player
in the secondary, and just in the defense in general. And I think that makes the defense better. So. Yeah, we'll see what the Bears do in the draft. It's gonna be interesting, but like I said, I think it was a good offseason, good B plus. Did what you need to do. Good project management here.
Yeah, I'm about to have to be happy with Tyrann Mathieu coming out of retirement. Player that didn't sound on again. I have to be happy with it.
I mean, hey, it looks like he's still in shape with that podcast. So, hey, I'll take Tyrann. You know what I'm saying? He still wants to play.
Honey Batch.
Yeah. That's a good
Honey Bear. Hey,
that's a good veteran pickup that can help you on the playoff push. You know what I mean? Yeah, somebody like that you're just okay, yeah, he's not sexy name, but hey, you come in here and make some noise though. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Huh? We're talking about your good old horns up Texans.
Yeah, man. So shout out to the Texans, man. So Houston, look, man, I've liked this offseason.
Yeah.
And it's hard to not be excited about this. And it's really not just me being bullish. Because I would have came on here if we did a bunch of bullshit, and I would have said we did a bunch of bullshit. But we didn't do a bunch of bullshit. We actually made really great moves. And Caserio has been one of the best GMs in football since he's taken over the Texans. I mean, the Deshaun Watson trade, he got a massive haul for that, and it was perfect. How he's done the contracts and stuff like that. He's always ahead of the curve. He doesn't wait until players get what's the dude in Dallas? Jerry Jones.
Yeah.
He's not that kind of GM where he's waiting around and waits till things get out of hand. Waits till the markets reset and stuff. I feel like he's been ahead of the curve. We did some good re-signings with a lot of the guys that are already on the team, Daniil Hunter, and restructuring and things. Yeah. But the Texans, I think they did a really good job. Traded for David Montgomery, and that's what you needed, right? They needed a guy where they're not trying to hit home runs necessarily in the run game like having a Gibbs or A Chain or something where it's like okay they can break 80 yards to the crib. They needed a guy that even if the blocking is he can still get you 3-4 yards, ground and smash. Kind of that swarm mentality on the other side of the ball, right? Where it's like, okay, we're trying to punch you in the mouth on both sides. But you can't just trade for David Montgomery if the line's still mid. So then they'll get Braden Smith, great tackle from Indianapolis.
Yeah.
And then they get Wyatt Teller, great Pro Bowl guard from the Browns, who both of them play that good smash mouth and are really good at pass protection and have been.
And play the same style that Texans play.
Right.
Like run heavy, but then throw in a couple of play action, throw in a couple of drop back.
Exactly. Have a real good, feel for that, in the previous teams that they were on. And
inside zone.
And yeah, so I think that the line got way better. You re-signed Ed Ingram, who was one of the best guards last season on the team. You still have Ariante Ursery at tackle on the other side. Like he was, like let's just be honest, like he was one of the best rookies of last year. He just didn't get a lot of recognition because he's an offensive lineman.
Yeah, and the unit wasn't great.
And the unit wasn't great, but Ursery was solid. He started all year at tackle, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And he played teams like Denver. He played a bunch of these crazy teams that have good pass rush, and Ursery was never the problem. No penalties.
Majority of the team didn't start all season either.
Right, no penalties. Like, he looked better than, guys like Will Campbell and things like that were drafted before him. He was solid. So now you got solid tackle, you got a solid guard on that side, you have a solid tackle on the other side in Smith, you got a solid guard right next to him at Wyatt Teller. Okay, center, we have a couple guys, but then you can go into the draft, get a center and get another guard. Yeah. They have a lot of draft capital. And then, you even still make a unit that was already disgusting even better by getting a guy like Reed Blankenship.
Yeah.
Where it's like, yeah, people are like, oh, well, dude, he was one of the reasons that they would have one of the best defenses and beat Mahomes in the Super Bowl was because Reed Blankenship and what he was doing and how he can fly around, get picks, swarm to the football, he hits people. He literally fits D'Amico. Like, D'Amico Ryans just doesn't seek out anybody to play defense. Like, it's like, this is a guy that's going to fit into the team. And, like, he's playing next to an elite group. So it's like, what is he really going to be like? What, we're going to be banking on Reed Blankenship to guard the one up? No, we have Stingley, we have Lassiter, we have
He's just
Bullard.
a good rotational piece.
Good guy that's going to be able to come in, that's won big games. Another
like me
winner.
on Madden putting 85s at the bench spot.
Exactly.
Might as well, fuck it.
So I really like what they're doing.
Everybody at starting position's already 90 overall, might as well fill out the backup.
Right, like basically. So, I mean, the defense is keeping the same guys. The same guys are going to be on defense. You just added Reed Blankenship. Defense is going to be disgusting. I think the offense got a lot better. And like I said, I really do like the David Montgomery because I think he fits that style of back that the Texans always kind of have gone for. The Carlos Hydes,
David Johnson.
David Johnson, I'm dead.
Lamar Miller.
Those kind of guys that you can depend on him to take, a good chunk of the workload.
Yeah.
And he's going to be better where the Texans were weak, which was in short yardage situations when we had to get Cade Stover to tush push. You can just hand it off to Montgomery, get that red zone. The Texans weren't good last year.
Yeah.
You have a guy that has a nose for the end zone and can get in, push the pile, doesn't mess up the snap, doesn't really put the ball on the ground. Like, this is a sure guy. He can make some, and someone said it, but I think I agree with this, where Dave Montgomery, he's not a home run hitter, but he's going to give you a lot of doubles and he's going to give you a lot of triples. And that's what the Texans need. And they can lean on that run game. Bro, the Texans have not had a good run game except for that year with Mixon, with Stroud. It's been Mickey.
Yeah.
Like, other than that 1 year, it's been Mickey. So I do like this, and I'm excited for what they can do in the draft as well. It gives them more flexibility because since they win a lot of linemen in the free agency, they can go into the draft first round and get one of these D tackles that are kind of nasty. They can get a Banks. They can trade up and try to get a Downs like how you saying.
Yeah.
I mean, why not?
Nah,
you know what I mean?
Y'all.
So, yeah, man. I don't know how you see it from the outside. I know I'm bullish.
Yeah, I mean, y'all.
And you still have Woody Marks, by the way. So it's not like you're just relying on.
And Woody Marks is like predominantly a receiving back. Like,
right.
He wants to be the two back and be out in the receiving game and not have to worry about smash mouth every single fucking down.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gonna be perfect for him.
Right.
And I mean, I think it's a perfect little setup y'all have, because you got rid of the like Christian Kirk for y'all is like how Nashawn Wright was for us.
Right.
Where it's like kind of cut ties. Like, it's cool, y'all, you did what you had to do, and
Right.
you came up big for us when you came up big. But like,
right.
And we got guys waiting in the back that are hungry and waiting,
Right.
and they look good.
Exactly.
And I'm not as high as on Monty as most, I suppose. But
style fit.
But I definitely think it's one of the better fits for him specifically, and for y'all too. Like, he's gonna play really, really well.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that he doesn't have to have a whole bunch of carries.
Mm-hmm.
That y'all can work Jawar and y'all can work Woody in more, so they can get a little bit more development.
Right.
Because
I think that's the plan.
Because if y'all have them two, like, I know Jawar Jordan's fucking crazy, and he plays just like how Monty does.
Yeah, and
like
he played really good.
And he hits home runs.
He hits home runs.
He gets the 20-30s and the home run. So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he would do it. If I think it would be a good little wait if y'all wait on it too. So, offensively, that's a good wait. And I don't even feel like we have to mention the defense, but, like, didn't lose anything and only added pieces that are scheme fits that are really strong at those specific schemes that they are going to be implemented into. So, I mean, what can the best get better at? You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
They already were the best defense, so how can they improve and get better? I'm excited to see how it looks. I don't want to play that defense. I want a couple of them guys gone before Caleb has to run up against it again.
Oh God.
I mean, like, our line's probably in the best spot it's probably gonna be, but like, I'm not ready for all that either.
So
at all.
They're still gonna be menacing for sure.
Yeah, but y'all have picks too, so.
Which is what's exciting, because it's not like
it's kind of that weird spot of who you're gonna pick though.
Exactly, which makes it exciting because it's not like a Chargers situation where it's like, okay, we only have like a couple picks, not really much. This is probably what the team's gonna be. It's like they could really go a lot of different ways here.
And this is the best position for both of our teams, because I feel like our GMs are in the same mindset of they really do pick best available. They aren't like trying to reach to try and get something like how our previous GMs did before, where they kind of like sold our franchise over and over and over again by reaching and getting something that wasn't actually worth it,
or wasn't actually like gonna work with the team.
Or it was the right pick, but we gave up way too much for it.
Right.
So now we're just in the mindset of cutting our losses, keeping down the cost, and getting the best available pick. Like, we really wish we could have got Travion Henderson. We really wish we could have got Bijan Robinson. We've been wanting a running back. You know, Chicago loves fucking having the best running back in the world. Like, we want to have that, and it keeps getting taken right in front of our faces. But we're not reaching to go get that running back. Like, we got Manungai 7th round.
Right.
We're not reaching. The year before, we got Ian Wheeler 7th round.
Right.
Like, we've been wanting that running back, and we've been trying to see if we can get that little boom. But we're not reaching for that, and that's how y'all are too. You're getting the best player. It's gonna fit the scheme and make the team better as a whole. That's why Lassiter got picked, even though y'all have Stingley.
Right, and that's why guys like Bullock, people are like, where did this guy even come from? And it's like, he was a 4th rounder, like that. You know, we paid attention to, and D'Amico saw, and
it's exactly what.
And then kind of in the same way where you were like, hey, we traded this guy, and we got 2 guys for that same price. Texans did the same thing where they traded away Titus Howard, right? And he was a guy that was good for us, right? He was one of our better linemen. He kind of moved around a lot and gave us some versatility. But he went to the Browns and he signed that like $60 million deal.
Yeah.
We got Wyatt Teller and Braden Smith for the same price as that one guy. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's things like that to me that, again, show that not only is our GM thinking at a high level, but, you know, we're moving in the ways that we should, instead of just like, oh, well, let's just keep Titus Howard and sign him to a $60 million just because he's like a homegrown, and it's like, well, it's time to kind of start a new regime, new identity, and I think that they've been doing that. And like you said, I think offensively, you know, I mean, this is a team that won 12 games last season. I know how people like
after looking like it was gonna be in the hell pits
Right.
like halfway through the season.
Exactly. So, I get that the people are kind of like worried about the Texans kind of have a sour taste based on that last playoff game. I know it's a recency bias thing,
Yeah.
and I understand all that. But this has been a team that's been good since they've gotten CJ and D'Amico Ryans in the building.
Yeah. And do you want to mention your feelings on CJ?
Yeah, I do.
Specifically about like post off season.
So, I feel fantastic about CJ Stroud right now. And I think that CJ is about to come back and he's about to kill. And I think that people are really forgetting that this guy is one of the top players in the league as far as the quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
And he has been absolutely dialed in. He's been working. All the reports, all the stuff. You have players, and I think TJ Husmandata was on a podcast, and he was saying, like, yeah, he's been on the field today, like, every single day. He hasn't been, doing a whole bunch of side missions and a flag football. Like, he's really been grinding. And I think that when you look back at last season and you look back at the season before that, despite the chaos, this dude has kept this team winning and has won in playoff games when stuff wasn't perfect on our side either. We like to give, a bunch of, this for Josh Allen and this for Justin Herbert and this for this guy. Where CJ is kind of just like, fuck him, he didn't get it done. But at the same time, he hasn't had the perfect situation either. He doesn't really complain or nothing like that. And yet and still, we still have been having success, still been having good seasons. Right. And he's still, like, if you're not actually watching what's going on, like, there's games where this dude is not missing passes. Right. And I wish I was lying. Right. Go back and look at San Francisco game, 31-39. Go back and look at Ravens game, 22 of 25. Like, there is games where this dude doesn't miss passes, and that's when the blocking has been the best. People are like, oh, what happened to rookie year Stroud? Go back and watch that rookie year tape. That offensive line was pristine. The time that he had was insane. The receivers were healthy. Like, everything was, like, at a really great level. And the running game still wasn't even good that season. And he backpacked us. Yeah. And that's fine. Since then, they haven't been as good at providing him the offensive line that he needed to have. Now
and new offensive systems.
He went through a coordinator. He had another coordinator this year.
I think cores every year too.
Receiving core gets hurt,
Or new players too, because Blake was he was the one the year before, and Nico's been in and out. Tank's been in and out. You had Kirk for a year.
Right.
You had Berrios for a little bit, right? Right. You had Hutch for a little bit.
Right.
You had whatever his name was that's on the Eagles.
Oh, Mechie.
Mechie for a little bit.
Right.
So, I mean, like, there's been a little bit of a door on that, too.
Right. And last season, people were like, oh, what happened? Like, in the beginning of the year, that offensive unit was completely different than the offensive unit from the last season. It was a different running back, different receiver room, like, everything, O-line. Different O-line. Like, obviously, the continuity wasn't going to be there off rip. But I just think that the football that CJ has shown us, like, if last year was, like, his floor, or these past couple years have been his floor, like, the ceiling, to me, is still insane. And I think that the work that he's put in, and I think that him being in this spot is what I like more, too. I think that, yes, he was a little over the moon after that rookie season. How could you not be? He was one of the, he was getting put in top 5 conversations. Like, that's how good he was. Like, we're not going to forget about that. Yeah, okay, he's had some years where it hasn't looked that whatever. But this is still a great player. And I think him being in this, like, CJ, whatever, he's kind of, I think he's about to come back this season. And this dude is about to absolutely destroy. Like, he's one of the best passers, pure passers in the NFL. Nico's still great.
Nico's a top 5 receiver, low key.
Yeah, and top 5 receiver because of CJ. Yeah. People forget that.
Yeah.
Nico Collins was on the team when he had Davis Mills, right? The guy that everybody wanted to replace. He didn't even get to 1,002 seasons with Davis Mills. Soon as CJ comes in, this dude's top 5. This dude's getting contracts. Like, he makes the team better. And just like Nick Caserio said, our GM, we don't win that Kansas City game without CJ. We don't win that Chargers playoff game a couple years ago without CJ. We don't win that Steelers game without CJ. Christian Kirk threw 155-yard passes to himself because what I saw was CJ was 10 of like 12 on third down.
Yeah, he was dealing on
And
third.
he was
He
absolutely
was
lazy.
dealing on third.
And they were dots. Like they weren't just like, oh, like
they were like off the side.
Yes, while getting hit. Like he made some mistakes. It wasn't the best.
Yeah.
Like it is what it is. Move on. But a lot of other quarterbacks in the playoffs didn't.
I mean, he made dots in the Patriots game too.
Right.
He just had those fucking fumble rooskies every fucking play.
Yeah, and the pick six was obviously like bad because it put us behind. You know. But we were still in that game with him playing like complete ass. That was probably the worst I've ever seen him, probably ever. You know, so I think CJ's in a great spot, and I still believe in CJ wholeheartedly. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's just not your time yet. I know people are like, "Whoa, we could have went to the Super Bowl." Look, man, it just wasn't our time, and we're probably gonna lose to Seattle anyway. Let's just be honest; they were the best team last year, and you know what I'm saying, they beat us earlier in the season. I think that now, again. Each year we're getting more playoff experience. Each year we're winning. Each year we're getting some, like, this is going to be a top team. Defense still going to be the same. Yeah. And I think that, again, Stroud, he's working. He's in the lab. Watch, bro. Watch. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if this dude is going to be, again, in top talks by the time we get to halfway through the season. People are going to be right back on. You know how they flip-flop. People are going to be right back on it. Oh, my God, CJ, he's amazing. Dude, see, you know how they're going to get. Dude, I was always on CJ Stroud, bro. Like, I didn't even give up. Yeah, whatever. We're about to see soon. You know what I mean? Kansas City, though.
JF1, yay!
Kansas City, Justin Fields. Traded for Justin Fields. They got Kenneth Walker.
Good.
Travis Kelce saying he's coming back. He just signed his little deal. Mm-hmm. They traded away McDuffie. How are we feeling about KC?
Look, man. Their cornerback factory, they'll have another cornerback. And
they are a cornerback factory. They do that.
I've been seeing other like the sports pages talking about it now too.
They do that.
They've been churning out the first round picks for cornerbacks for like, I don't know, it's been like 3 cornerbacks in a row.
Right, because they did it with Snead, they did it with Duffy. They don't like giving the cornerbacks that second contract. Mm-hmm. They just don't. And
it works out because they have the same kind of unit every year, and they have the same product every year.
Right.
And they just have a really good room. I mean, hey, their DB coaching staff is really good apparently.
Right.
I mean, that's what you need to be good in the Super Bowl, is lock down all those deep bombs, like no Mickey shit over the top.
Right.
No deep runs that just end up breaking out for touchdown. Like that's how you stop the Mickey stuff, and they just keep churning them out, man.
And I wasn't a big fan of McDuffie like that.
Me neither.
I think
I wasn't a fan of Snead either.
Me either. I thought Snead for sure wasn't good. McDuffie showed some life here and there, but he had some lapses now where he wasn't the best, and I think that they kind of realized that, like, we probably got the best that we got out of McDuffie. Yeah. Let's trade him away, and they got a good haul for him. And I'm excited to see. I'm not excited, but we'll see what they do in the draft, because they have a lot of draft capital now, and they're picking in the top 10.
Yeah.
Like, people are kind of forgetting that, like, they were just in talks to get Jeremiah Love, and they just basically got a really great running back already. So now they're picking in the top 10. Dude, they're picking in the top 10. They could go a lot of different ways. They can get Downs. They can get one of these guys and just be crazy, like and.
Yeah, they have 3 Super Bowl MVPs on their offense.
Exactly. So, look.
Not to mention Worthy and Rice.
I mean, I think that, yes, they do have some holes to fill, but I think they can fill them all in the draft. I think they need like one more receiver, and I think that they need to get a little bit better in the secondary. Now, like, obviously you traded away your best corner, so obviously corner is probably going to be a priority in the draft. Yeah. So I think that pretty much does it. And I think that getting Justin Fields, this is going to be a guy that I think can come in and he can win you some games until Patrick Mahomes gets back. It wasn't his fault that the Jets lost those games in the beginning. What was his TD interception ratio last year? It was like 7-1. Like, he didn't turn the ball over on the Jets. And he kept them in those games. That Steelers game week 2, they should have won that. But they didn't. They went back and forth. The defense was completely shit, and they couldn't cover.
And when Garrett Wilson was on the team, he was frying with
Exactly.
Justin Fields.
So yeah, it didn't work out, but it's also the Jets, and they were in a terrible spot.
They're like known for not having good quarterback play at all.
Right. And now you get this guy that's had all this potential all his career, has shown flashes all his career. He gets to come in and now be with an actual elite coaching staff with Andy Reid, Eric Bieniemy,
and offensive roster.
You get veteran guys that have been there, done that. Travis Kelce, and that's big, right? Justin Fields like leaning on tight ends, and you get the best one.
And Noah Gray's really good.
And Justin Fields is one of the best deep ball throwers. So now you get guys that can stretch the field like Worthy. And let's just be honest. I mean,
do they still have Hollywood Brown?
No, Hollywood Brown's on the Eagles now.
Oh.
But that's what I'm saying. They probably need another receiver to get in there.
Yeah.
But you have Rice, you have Rice, and you have Worthy. And I think that Mahomes' deep ball hasn't been as strong as of late. It's like it lost a little bit of velocity or something. But I don't know. I think it'll be fine. But I'm just saying, Justin Fields might honestly be able to get that thing a little bit farther downfield. He might be able to connect with Worthy a little bit more consistently. You know what I mean? Instead of
that end around reverse RPO shit with K9, Worthy, and him is going to be absolutely filthy.
Right. And
at
you
least
get the
on
rushing,
Madden.
and you get the rushing upside that in the same way with the Caleb Fields, it's the same thing with Patrick Fields, where it's Patrick's not necessarily a runner, but he'll pick up the first down and he'll run side to side to extend the play, and he's really good at that. But Fields can get downhill, and that's something they really haven't had in Kansas City, really ever. Like, let's be honest, you know what I'm saying? Alex Smith wasn't like that. A lot of these guys that they had before. So, I think that this gives them another dynamic that they can play with for a few weeks until Mahomes gets back. And I think you can easily see. I don't know what their scheduled lineup is going to be, but you can easily see them going 2-2. 3. I'm predicting that Mahomes starts off the season on IR and comes back after that. So it comes back like week 5, week 6. I can easily see Kansas City going, 3-2 in 5 weeks. 4-1 maybe even. It sounds ridiculous, but this coaching staff is that good to where if the front half of the schedule, they're playing like a third place schedule now because they didn't win first place and the Chargers were second in that division. They're going to be playing a third place schedule. Bro, what teams were in third place? Like teams like New Orleans Saints. Like, I'm not saying that they're trash, but you take a New Orleans Saints that's like a young up and coming team against a championship level system. They're gonna they can roll those teams. You know what I mean? Not roll, but they could easily win those games. So I think that was perfect for me because you weren't gonna go with that guy that they were running at the end of the season. I even forgot his name, but he was garbage. So, if you even had, a chance... Travis Kelce's coming back. So, that means you, in your mind, think that this season can be salvaged and you can go somewhere if you start off the season right. I think they did it perfect.
And you grab Fields, so that means that you have an idea.
Right.
And Andy Reid got an idea.
Mm-hmm. And it can be an idea that can bite in the late half of the season, even when Justin Fields gets bent. Remember what... they were kind of trying to do in Pittsburgh a little bit with the Russ, Justin Fields. I don't think they have to go that stupid with it where they're just we're just gonna put Justin Fields in just to do a run.
He's not Tomlin.
They're not gonna be that dumb. But they're gonna this can actually be something that we're gonna be looking later on. We're gonna be like, oh wait, they're actually using Fields at actual running back with damn, this could have some crazy implications, and I think that they're about to have some type of crazy ass draft. This is a little slight rebuild season for it's almost like a refurbishing, right? Yeah. The old kind of shit that they were doing obviously didn't work, and the team started diminishing. I think that now they have what they need to kind of reload a little bit and try to do a little, second half of Mahomes' dynasty push or something,
Yeah, little pivot.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
Little stick your foot in the ground, hard turn.
Right. And I think that this is a chance for Justin Fields to kind of get on that Malik Willis kind of path, again. I'm not saying, he's as young as Malik or whatever, but...
He is.
But...
Fields is 24.
I think he's 27.
He's the same age as C.J. Stroud.
Really? No, I think Stroud's young. I think Stroud's younger than Fields. I think Fields is 27.
Fields was already younger, then the kids in his draft class, he was a year behind.
Right.
And Stroud got drafted the year after him, right?
Stroud got drafted like a couple years after him, I think. I think Stroud's like only like 24. I think Justin Fields is definitely older than him, but Justin Fields is still a young guy. You know what I mean? Because remember I sent you that post when it was like he's only 27 or something like that, and it was like pull this out at like Thanksgiving or something like that or whatever. So I think he's 27.
Okay.
But even still,
regardless,
that's a good age though for a quarterback. And you know he doesn't have a lot of wear and tear on him.
And he won pretty much all the games when he was in Pittsburgh, and then he was keeping the games competitive in the Jets, and they were absolutely horrible. They were literally horrible. Their defense did not do anything important all year, and their offense looked even worse.
And then even on the Bears, like the games that they won was because of Justin Fields. The games that were competitive were because of Justin Fields. Yeah, the games that they lost had to do with Fields, but it also had to do with the team just wasn't good either. Like that situation wasn't like pristine. It's not like it was Ben Johnson. Like I mean, you know what I mean? Like it
would be like Fields had 2 fumbles, but he also got hurried or hit like 20 times that game.
But he also had 178 rushing yards and 250 in the air and 2 passing tuds. So it's like, okay, yeah, kind of his fault, but also the only reason why we even had a slimmer of hope was because of this dude. So I think, again, this would be the chance where it's like, hey, the first 5 weeks of the season are yours, buddy. You know what I mean? You're probably going to be taking the 1 reps in training camp and all that stuff. Mahomes going to be on the sideline. So this is all you. And, you know, Mahomes isn't like, it's not like he's, Justin Fields going to take my, it's Patrick Mahomes, bro. He's good. Like, he's going to probably be helping Fields and stuff. Like, this is your chance to take all this actual good coaching for once and then get yourself somewhere, get yourself another contract, and get yourself to another situation. You know what I mean? And I think that's definitely in the cards for Fields if he takes advantage of this opportunity. This is huge, you know? So, I mean, KC, hey, it wasn't big and splashy, but KC did the right shit, bro. They're going to be right.
And Fields said he was going to go on a missionary and give his life to God, and this is what God gave him. I mean, this has got to be a sign to everybody.
Yeah, it's a sign.
You give a call out to God, he always responds.
Right.
Fields is a testament, all right? He's about the deal.
Look, man, that's why you got to keep God first, man.
That's my last pick of the draft in fantasy.
Low key, honestly. First few weeks is a banger. I started Justin Fields in the first few weeks of my other league when he was on the Jets, and I was winning. Hey, I was undefeated at first. Hey, Justin Fields, fantasy quarterback, then he's disgusting. If he's starting, like, dude, you have to take a flyer on him. Like, the rushing upside is absolutely tremendous, bro. Like, and it's gonna look like he's selling in the first half. I swear to God, it always looks like this. In the first half, you're gonna have like 7 points, and he's gonna have like an interception or something, and you're gonna be like, "What is going on?" Or he's gonna have like 80 passing yards, and you're gonna be like, "Well, Fields just sold my week."
Welcome to Bears quarterback.
You're gonna go take a shower. You're gonna come back, and Fields is gonna have literally 30 points. Like it's every single time. I think. Hey,
it's a Bears quarterback thing. It's just a trade.
Hey, I'd take a flyer on him in fantasy late round. Hey, and he might start the first couple weeks, man. I'm not kidding. I'm gonna start him week 1. I'm not scared. I'll start week 1.
I'm drafting Fields, and then I'm gonna pick up Cam Ward later in the season and have him come in and be my replacement.
Cam Ward actually gonna have a nasty season. I'm not gonna lie.
He's gonna come back second half of the season like gelled up a little bit with the squad, like finally getting their feet under them a little bit and start throwing lasers, and it's gonna be perfect transition.
Right.
That's the line next year. Justin Fields to Cam Ward. Nobody else expect it.
Exactly.
Elite line.
Yeah, watch out for KC again. They're reloading and they're getting ideas, and it's getting a little scary. They're doing all that devil magic.
Lemon.
Yep.
They better not take Denzel Boston. I want him.
We'll see what they do. We'll see what they do. They might go. I think they might go lemon. Go lemon. Patriots though. Patriots had a little movement. It wasn't amazing, but I mean they kind of did what they needed to do. They got a Via Tucker. He was a good guard. You know, pickup, and then obviously their big pickup was Romeo Dobbs.
Yes. I mean it's a wash though because Diggs is gone.
Right. I mean, you pretty much just. I mean, he's probably just
younger version
of Diggs, kind of the
he's
same
not as
thing.
good as Diggs though.
No, but Diggs wasn't really that good last year either. Yeah. I think right now
younger version of what Diggs was last year.
Right. I think now you can probably take Dobbs over Diggs respectfully, but obviously career wise, whatever. But
because I'm not taking Dobbs over Texans Diggs.
No, No,
and
Texans
definitely
is
not Bills.
nasty.
Yeah.
And he would have been nasty if he didn't tear his ACL. And yeah, no, Bills was just a different level. And then, Vikings was just kind of the start. I don't think Dobbs will ever be like the peak of Diggs. Like he's never gonna be a Diggs caliber.
But he's definitely right at around where he's at now. Yeah.
Yeah. Like right now, I think that he'll give you probably a little bit more consistent production than Diggs did last year. There were some games last year where Diggs was quiet mode.
Yeah.
I know he still touched the man, but playoff stretch was really bad, and some of them games down the stretch were really bad. He kind of had a little run in the middle of the season, but yeah, I honestly like the move to get off of Diggs and to go a little bit younger. I'm still not in love with the receiver core.
Come on, man, it's Pop.
I'm not in love with it, man. I do like Douglas though. I mean, I like these guys.
Yeah, they're good, but it's like
I still think they need a one. Yeah. They're still kind of floating around with the idea that AJ Brown might get traded, and obviously his old coach was Rabel, and he was a Patriots fan and all that. So I still think that there is a window where the Patriots still rip that trade at some point. I don't think AJ Brown wants to be on the Eagles next season.
Yeah.
And
they've been flirting with it more and more.
Even though, the closer we get to the season, it's more bound to happen. I just don't see it happening. I just don't see it. And maybe he plays the start of the season at the Eagles, but before the trade deadline, in the middle of the season trade deadline, I don't think AJ Brown's going to be on the Eagles roster. I just don't. And I think if the Patriots, yes, it might cost, and I know that they're not a team that necessarily loves to give up draft picks, but I think this is one of those ones where if you think that this team is good enough to go on another run again and do what you need to do again, I don't see the reason that you don't at least try to rip this trade.
Yeah.
I mean, why not?
Do they try and package do they try and do Pop Douglas?
Yeah.
With the pick or something for him?
Yeah. You're gonna get Pop Douglas up, and you're probably gonna give away at least a third.
That's what I was thinking, third.
At least a third. And maybe
the Eagles are gonna be fine with that because they're greedy for trades. They don't even care what's in the trade. They just
give them Pop, and they'll take receivers like that. Like when the Texans traded them.
Bro, they don't care. They just want trades. They don't care what's in the package.
Yeah.
You just send it, and they're like, all right, let's go.
I think that.
Deal.
Yeah. Give them Pop, give them a third, and if they're being a little bit greedy, maybe throw in a fifth, and then get it done. And then get AJ Brown. You're not going to be complaining once AJ Brown gets on the field.
Yeah.
Back with his old coach, he actually wants to play there. The production is going to be insane.
Because you'll still have Boot for all your under, and you'll still have Dobbs for your intermediate, and he can be your kind of 1 to 2.
Right.
But AJ Brown's still going to be your 1.
Right.
And he's going to run the same routes that Douglas runs too, and the same style. So
he can pop, and he can absolutely just flip games, bro. We've seen it with AJ Brown. There's games where there's just nothing that
and that's going to be nasty with Drake May.
Exactly.
Because Drake May can actually throw the ball.
And he can
actually throw the ball.
Yeah, he's one of the nastiest right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think giving him an actual wide receiver one like that, even though AJ Brown, it's AJ Brown, bro. He's really one of the nastiest. And he's gonna be
hungry for how Diggs was hungry, but
right.
Not for the Patriots.
Right.
Like how he was for y'all. When he left the Bills and he was like, man, fuck that.
Right.
I want to go out here and make a statement.
Mm-hmm.
That's how AJ Brown is right now.
Yeah. And
especially if it's right before the season trade too. It's gonna be extra fire, and he's gonna be ready.
I think if you're the Patriots, I think you try to do it before the season starts, because I would like to get that continuity in the training camp and going into the next season. I think the mid-season trades are good, but sometimes in the mid-season, okay, now he has to transition. Now he has to kind of get into the mojo in the mid, where it's I want him already in the building. I want him already in the building and getting ready, getting that rapport down in the off season. While you have time. So we'll see what they do. I think that, to me, that getting a true one receiver, and I think still getting another edge rusher or something, I think can change the tide, because I think that their secondary and linebacker core is really good, and I think their D tackles are really good with Barmore and them. I think on the outside is where it kind of gets a little lackluster for me. They don't have a guy that on the outside where he's gonna get 10 plus sacks, double digits. They don't really have that, and I'm not saying you need that, but I think that could help them. I mean nowadays you kind of need an edge rusher that can get to, especially late in the season.
So DeMarcus Lawrence.
Right. So I think that if they can do that in the draft, and I think if they can try to pull off an AJ Brown trade, I think they'll be in a good spot. I think the line will play better. They got some better pieces.
Yeah.
You know, and I think year 2 with Will Campbell, I think he'll be a little bit better.
Yeah, 2 of the guys on the line were rookies. So.
Yeah, and then I think that you'll probably draft another guy, in the interior or something, and
We grabbed their
see what they
center.
do.
Yeah.
So they'll probably get another center, probably get another guard, and then we'll see what else they do. But I didn't hate the Patriots moves. I just think that they can do a little bit more to like ensure that they're not just like, oh, we were the Mickey team last year that just like went on a run, like, because I could see this team maybe not being as detrimental, but I could see them having like a Commanders year, like how the Commanders had last year, where it's like they went on a crazy run, and then the next year, like, the guys kind of got hurt, and like they didn't win some of these close games that they won last year, and like like, it's like, so if we can try to prevent that by like at least getting another engine in the car,
the defense will be good.
I think that'll be fine. Yeah, the defense is gonna be good. I mean, Gonzo.
They're gonna keep them in the games.
Yeah, Gonzo, all them. Like, I mean, you saw what the defense was doing down the stretch. I mean, they were getting after it, boy. You know what I mean? They were boxing everything. They boxed Herbert. They boxed Stroud. I mean, that the run that the defense went, because the offense was bad. Let's just be honest. Like, May got saved up until the Super Bowl, because he was looking just as bad as Stroud, but just as bad as everybody else, but nobody was talking about it because they were just getting through.
In every game,
because of the defense. Because every game was bad. Multiple fumbles.
Like, it got progressively worse. The first game he was pretty good,
right?
And then it got bad,
yeah.
And then it got terrible,
yeah,
and it was like, oh my fucking.
That Broncos game, they almost lost.
Yeah.
Like, yay.
The Texans game, they almost lost. If they didn't call, or if they would have called that fumble an actual fumble,
right,
and gave y'all the ball back, then.
Right. That's what I'm saying. And then that one that like almost like when Will Anderson got the fumble, but they didn't score on it. You know what I mean? Like, it was like right on the one or something like that. Yeah. It's like if that fumble would have just went a little bit further, they would have just got in. I think Texas win that game. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, the Patriots, the offense. That's what I'm saying. I think they need a little bit more offense to me, because the offense was like really bad down the stretch. So I mean, we'll see what they do, but.
Another year, Drake May.
But I give it like a C+. Decent offseason. Like, you can't be mad at it, but it's like whatever.
We'll see how the draft goes. They don't have a high pick though, so.
Ravens, they got Hendrickson, and that's pretty much it. I mean,
yeah.
What do you feel about that like trade situation, bro?
They did have.
That was hell. Hey,
they're like, hey.
We could just get this guy and keep our pick. That's messed up, bro.
I mean, hey.
I mean, it was a good idea. Like, I mean,
would you do that?
I don't know. I might have just stuck with Crosby. I mean, like, okay, I like Hendrickson.
I wouldn't ask for Hendrickson though, low-key. I would have just got Crosby.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, like, I know we gave up the 2 first, but nobody cared, bro. Like, you gave a 2, bro.
It's Crosby, and it's like perfect culture.
The fear that I had knowing that Max Crosby was on the Ravens and the Texans potentially having to go to like a Baltimore in the playoffs and play that dude. Like, I remember texting you like, yeah, I could just see that being a GG. Like, we go up there, the line plays Mickey, and Crosby just has a hell of a day, and we can't stop Lamar, GG. Like, that's literally like what my mind was. Trey Hendrickson, I haven't thought about it 1 second.
The amount of tweets I saw from like Steelers fans and shit as soon as the Max Crosby trade went through, I was like, oh fuck! Everybody thinks that they're about to be screwed, huh? It might be actually Lamar time.
Right.
Nobody said that about Hendrickson though, huh?
No, bro.
And that's why I didn't want him on the Bears either, because like he is good.
The needle, bro.
He's good.
He's good. He's really good, actually.
He's like B
tier.
He's like Bosa.
Which one?
The
or Joey?
The Mickey one. What's his
Joey?
Joey, yeah.
Joey.
The play for the Chargers, right?
Yeah, Joey.
Yeah. He's like Joey Bosa, where like, yeah, he has the numbers.
Right.
Well, not as much Bosa anymore, but like.
Right.
But like, he has the numbers and he has the intangibles and he looks like it, but like, not really.
And he kind of has the name brand. Yeah. Where you're like, okay, it is a Ford, but it's not the Super Duty. Like, you know what I mean?
Like, I mean, he's just big. He's like Shane Gillis. Like, come on, bro. Let's be serious. And he didn't play the whole year when the Bengals defense was shit.
Right.
They've been shit. the Bengals defense has been shit, and he's not been like a complete game changer like how Crosby's been a game changer.
I think he was a game changer 2 seasons ago. That was his best season, and that was the season where the Bengals probably should have extended him or something. But then they kind of did weird.
Yeah.
Then he held out, and I think he did play a little bit last year, but he missed the whole offseason, so he probably wasn't in shape, all that shit. So I think that yes, he will make an impact on the Ravens, and he will like make plays and all that kind of stuff. But I think the fear and like I think what Max Crosby would have brought to the Ravens versus what Trey Hendrickson's probably about to bring to the Ravens is 2 different levels. Despite what they've done to their career at this point, I think Max Crosby on a team like the Ravens, winning culture. I mean, just him in that jersey swap of him in that Ravens shit. I mean, it just looked like it just fit like a glove. Like he was ready to attack and unleash. Like, and he was just gonna have games. I mean, because he does this shit on the Raiders, but it's the Raiders, so it's like at the end of the day, what impact did it really have so far? But on a team like that, with the good line, Matabuke, all these dudes, like what I'm saying, you got Humphrey, different guys in the background. So it's like, okay, this is a good squad. You add a guy like that. I personally would have been fine giving away the 2 first-round picks. I think it would have been miles worth it. Like, yeah, you get your draft picks, but like, are you gonna get somebody that's as good as Crosby in this draft or something, or a player at that level? I don't think so.
Yeah.
So
to me, it's kind of like the K9 versus ETN situation, where like K9 got signed to the Chiefs, and he's the demon player that just won MVP Super Bowl, and ETN's probably like on the same level as him if we're being real as a player.
Right.
But like, who would you rather have as your running back on your team?
Exactly. So
I'd rather have Crosby.
Right.
I'd rather have K9.
Exactly. And I think that's how most people feel.
Mm-hmm.
And
like
again,
when everybody saw the
again,
Chiefs K9 thing, everybody was scared.
Yeah.
When everybody saw ETN on the Saints, they were like, why'd they do that?
Right.
Not that it's a bad play, though.
Right.
Like, it's a good fit for the team, and it's good and everything. Like, the Ravens, they got Hendrickson now. Woo. That's cool.
Good.
It's a good fit.
Like, good.
But
like, the D-line will be better than it was last season.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. But, like, I don't think teams are going into there where they're like, oh, my God, we got to go against Trey Henderson. They're kind of like, okay, Trey Henderson, watch out for him. Don't let him do anything stupid. Double team every once in a while. Right, but okay, and yeah, he might get a pressure, and he'll probably get some sacks, and he's gonna have his games there's gonna be a game on a random Sunday afternoon in September when he has 2.5 sacks, or he has like a crazy game or something, and you're like, okay, like whatever. But I still don't think, especially down the stretch, I think that he's gonna be one of those guys that like maybe in the regular season he's making a lot of noise. I think in the playoffs, that's when Hendrickson's gonna go sleepy mode. That's when Crosby, if you interchange them, playoff Crosby,
or if they play each other in the Super Bowl,
right? Big game, Crosby taking it to another level. Big game, Hendrickson probably gonna stay about the same, maybe even disappear. Yeah. So to me, I honestly don't even like what the Ravens did this offseason, because I think the Crosby thing put it up here. I mean, literally their only move has been the Hendrickson and maybe some like other guys, and they lost a lot. You lost Likely, you lost Linderbaum, you lost a lot of pieces. I know you got a new coaching staff and stuff like that. The receiver room still isn't amazing.
Yeah, you lost your coach.
You lost your coach. Okay, Zay Flowers, we get it. What's next? Yeah. Okay, Bateman's Mickey. Everybody else after that sucks. Like, you know what I'm saying? Mark Andrews. You decided to keep Mark Andrews over Likely, the older guy that dropped passes in the playoffs. Here we go again. Yeah. Like, I mean, to me, Derrick Henry, I love him and he's great. But I mean, how many more years are we gonna get of this Derrick Henry thing? And you can kind of see it in him. He's slowly kind of starting to lose a little bit of juice. He still goes off for them big games. He's still a really good player. But what I'm trying to say is, like, you didn't really get better. I think you had a chance to like almost open up your window a little bit more, getting a guy like Crosby to like lead your defense.
For sure.
Where now you're kind of just, I think, keeping the boat from sinking a little bit just by getting Hendrickson. And yeah, you keep your picks, but
didn't they lose Keaton Mitchell too?
Lost Keaton Mitchell. He went to the Chargers.
So you lost your backup running back, your center, your tight end 2 and 3, and your fullback.
Yep.
That's so like most of your blocking.
Didn't get any receivers.
So Lamar's coming off injury riddled season, and now he has even less protection.
Right.
Oh, and Derrick Henry just came off a monster season where he was like getting 35 carries a game.
Right.
At how old now?
Right.
35?
Like, dude. Didn't get a receiver.
No.
Right. So we're still just gonna rely on Zay and Mark Andrews because that's worked, right?
Maybe they're gonna draft the tight end. I'm sure that's probably.
Or draft a receiver.
Yeah.
Bro, get another
receiver, man.
Get another receiver in this.
Bro, they're gonna do the Bears draft. They're gonna go first round tight end, second round wide receiver.
That's fine. There needs to be another receiver.
But there needs to be a line.
There needs to be another receiver in this room before we get to the season.
Bro, Bateman is fucking cold. Hopkins.
Bro, yeah, you might as well just try Tyreek Hill. You might as well. I mean, you know that's the path he's going on. He's not signed yet.
They do actually have a cold receiver on the roster. I forget what his name is. He's right behind Rashad though. They just drafted him last year. I forget what his name is. He's not Tez Johnson, but he's kind of like Tez Johnson.
Yeah. Look, man, I need to see more out of the room, and I need. We'll see what the Ravens do to lock in. But yeah, I don't know.
Folded. Should have got Crosby, man. I wanted Crosby. Fuck.
We'll just go here for the last one for the football. Atlanta, they got Tua. What do you think about that? I had to put it out there, bro. I don't even know why I mentioned it.
Yeah.
Honestly, we're not even gonna talk about this
Malik
long,
Willis.
bro. Tua trash. Like this, I don't even see this. Like, sorry, Atlanta. That's all I have to say. Sorry. Yeah, let's just go to Miami. Malik Willis, A-Chain.
They have a bunch of mid guys at receiver, but like they can draft some people.
They can draft some people,
and
I think their GM actually did the right move because they got rid of guys that aren't gonna equate to them. Like you're not gonna go to the Super Bowl this season, obviously. You're probably not even. You might not even go to the playoffs. Which that's cool because you're kind of in this like rebuilding phase. They got a new GM. They got new coach. So let's get some value from some guys that we had already.
And you're probably going into the conversations with Malik Willis during negotiation, like, look,
this is what it's gonna be.
Look, even if they don't mention Waddle, like,
right,
we're probably gonna be teetering. Like, we're not expecting you to be our savior right now. Like, we just want you to go out there and put up good product
and play good football.
Like. He's probably in the spot that he wants to be at, he's getting the QB1 reps, getting developed as a quarterback, gets to play with A-Chain, a player that fits his skill set. I mean, it would have been nice to have Waddle, but the other players have the same kind of skill set as Waddle. They're just not as good.
Yeah, and then, again, there are a lot of receivers in this draft. They can come out with a couple receivers and just run with that.
Yeah. And he was working with bums on the Packers, like Christian Watson, Romeo Dobbs, Jaden Reed, like, these guys are mid too.
Right.
Like he didn't have Jalen Waddle. Jalen Waddle would have been the best receiver that he's ever thrown to in his life.
Exactly.
If you're not counting Tucker Kraft.
Right.
But I mean.
And did he really play with Tucker Kraft that much? Because Tucker Kraft got hurt by that time.
He did last year.
Really?
Yeah. Okay.
Because I know Tucker Kraft got
hurt.
Not
not this most recent year, but the year before
that. Okay. Yeah, so, I mean, and the Titans, we don't even want to talk about that receiver room when he was the quarterback. I mean, goddamn, Traylon Burks and a bunch of bullshit. So, look, so it's probably about as good as what he worked. But like you said, you get the chance to get all the QB1 reps. There's no one, standing behind you. And it's your chance to revive a little bit. And like you said, I think they probably told him that, like, hey, look, man, we're not in this to...
Like, this is your expectation. Like, it's not that high.
Your expectation is to go out here and just not look like complete shit. Yeah. And give us some good games, give us some wins here and there, with some good team play. So we'll see how they continue to develop. It's gonna be one of those things where they might look a little. I know we keep comparing them, but kind of like the Giants again from last year, where they're probably gonna win 6 some games, but there's probably gonna be some games where they go band for band with a team unexpectedly, and you're like, Malik Willis, like they're going band for band with whoever, probably end up losing the game.
I think they'll be more like the Saints.
Yeah.
Like a little bit more like, even though they won't be good on defense, I think they play that way.
I think they'll probably get better as the year goes on. Because I think at
Like,
first,
I think there'll be a tough unit on both sides.
yeah.
Like, there'll be a tough out on both games. Or, like, when Huntley was
It's not like
playing
you're
for the
getting a lot
Ravens.
of. It's not like it's not like you're getting a lot of Tua.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I mean, so and
if he ran up the middle, he was going to get fucking cooked.
Right,
Malik Willis can at least slide.
and Tua towards the end was basically just handing it off and throwing screen passes to A-Chain and just hoping that worked. So
Get me out of the season.
yeah,
simulator.
so I mean that's gonna be what they do, and I think it'll be fine. I think they're one of those teams that they'll kind of pick up steam as the season goes on.
Yeah.
At first, it's gonna be a lot of moving parts, so they could start off like 1-4 or something, like honestly. But they could go get a little hot, like kind of like Atlanta did, kind of like how New Orleans did at the end of the year, where okay, we kind of know what we are, we're not going anywhere. Let's just play some good ball. I think teams play a little bit more free once they kind of get eliminated, quote unquote. So
maybe he'll play better in Buffalo than Tua did.
I think he will. I mean, he just played in the fucking tundra of Green Bay. I think
he was slicing in Chicago.
And,
he was slicing.
And the way he was using his legs, he was using it pretty surgically. I'm excited to kind of see what he does. I liked him as a prospect out of Liberty, and I think Tennessee did one of the worst jobs ever as far as like his development and just how they did him. To be honest, barely gave him any burn. Threw him to the curb for Will Levis, who wasn't shit.
Yeah.
And
like treating how we did Fields.
Worse.
That they treat how we did Fields like how they should treat with how they did Willis.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, that was disgusting.
Yeah.
You draft this guy, say you believe in him, and just didn't give him nothing. I mean, didn't even start him, and he never was a head case. Never made it a big deal, but Tennessee did him dirty. I'm glad he got his little shine on the Packers, and I'm glad that he's getting a new start. So we'll see what he does.
I only root for him because he's not a real Packer.
Yeah, he's a transitional guy.
He's a Titan.
He's a journeyman.
Which isn't much better. Fuck Tennessee.
I don't think he's a Titan either. I don't think he would claim them. He probably hates them, to be honest. So I think he's just kind of a journey guy.
Yeah.
He might be Miami now. Like that might be his thing. Like we might remember him and be like, no, he was a dog on Miami. You know what I'm saying? And they'll probably remember a little bit of the Packers. No one's gonna remember. That's gonna be one of those like pulls in like 10 years where it's gonna be like his career arc. You're gonna be like, damn, Tennessee, Packers, Miami, and like Cardinals. You're like, it sounds like Malik, but did he play for? Damn, I think he did get drafted by. Yeah. He didn't play a snap, right? Because they held him. Yeah. Malik.
Yeah, you remember Traylon Burks?
Yeah, like you know what I mean. So we'll see. We'll see what Miami does this season. See how they build from this. It's not gonna be a good season, but I think they can build from here. Last one, San Fran, the injured boys, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
hydro station or electric pump station.
I mean, all these guys are injury prone, right? Christian Kirk. I mean, he missed. I mean, people are like, why didn't the Texans use Kirk after he had that like 100-yard game? Bro, he was gone half the year. Like he wasn't like playing. He was on injured reserve to start the year.
Yeah.
Like, dude, his hamstring was off the bone. So Christian Kirk hamstring issues. Mike Evans hamstring. Christian McCaffrey. He had the year last year. This is the injury year. We already know it. Don't even think about drafting him in fantasy. Kittle, Achilles is popped still.
Yeah, Brock Purdy gonna be playing hero ball.
Brock Purdy, but he gets hurt half the year, half the time. He's a good candidate for an IR stint. This team,
Pearsall.
Pearsall.
Yeah, Pearsall's still on the team.
Yeah, barely. He gets hurt too, and he barely plays. Hey man, this squad right here, brother.
I really think some of the players might end up striking because of the stuff that's going on though.
Yeah,
because they're investigating it more and more and more.
Yeah, I mean it has to be something. I mean, a couple of those are freak, like the Kittle, Achilles, like we get it. That was
and
kind of
Fred Warner too. I feel like is like a kind of freak because he's one of those guys that has been there since the beginning and like he's been healthy, which is weird considering all the other players.
Right.
But like. He's gotten injured too.
Right. Bosa was hurt.
Yeah.
Remember Dre Greenlaw in that Super Bowl? Like on run out, he tears it. It's like, guys, like what is this, man? So I was secondary's ass still. Dude, I don't know about this San Fran team. I think I said it in the last one where I was like, this could be a hellish season, and I truly believe that. Like I get Mike Evans. Kind of seems like a Hail Mary play, in my opinion. I don't even really know if he fits the team and like what they want to do for real. He's gonna be a good player. He's gonna make good plays, but Christian Kirk, And then they don't have Kendrick Bourne anymore, who I think was one of their most productive players, especially when everybody was hurt. He kept the team afloat, especially with Mac Jones.
Yeah.
Jawan Jennings was probably their most consistent overall receiver. I know he's asking for too much money, so I get that. Ayuk, nutcase, we get it, but I'm not in love with this wide receiver room. I mean, this could be one of those rooms where it's like, yeah, on paper it looks good. They could end the season where you're like, this like starting three played a grand total of like 4 games together. You know how they come out with that after the season where it's like, how many games did they actually play where all 3 of them were on the field at the same time? Like 3. Like that could literally be what this is. Because I can see Mike starting the season hot. Week 5, hamstring is gone. We know this, bro. We know this about Mike. Christian Kirk, he might start off the season on IR. Pearsall, he's gonna be in and out. Like Purdy,
he's gonna go week 8, and then he'll be back like week 12.
Right, Purdy.
Try and make like a little bit of a push.
A little bit of push, right. I mean, we get it, man.
CMC probably pops like week 4.
Yeah, CMC gonna be popped this season. Look, man, I get it, San Fran. It's like they're still trying to hang on to this window. I think they missed their opportunities to get a bowl. And it sucks because the roster still isn't like bad, but I think these guys are aging. I think these guys are injured. I think these dudes are consistent when it comes to, staying on the field. I know I'm kind of hammering the same point, but
it's
I
mental
just
too, though. Like when you just repeatedly just keep getting hurt and see it slip right out of your fingers. Watch your division rival, one of your division rivals, win the Super Bowl in your stadium
before you
and beat you on the way there.
Right.
Like.
Yeah, man. I think that they had a time, that Super Bowl when they went to Kansas City, and then that one year when Purdy was rolling, but then Purdy got hurt. Then remember they didn't have no quarterback. They had like CMC at quarterback, like literally, like that Eagles playoff game where it's like I think that they were the best team that year too. And it's just like, bro, like, you know what I mean? It's just like I think that they had those 2 to 3 years where they were probably like the best team or one of the best teams. They just didn't get it done. I think now they're still trying to like, no, but we can get Mike Evans and he could. Man. I think it's over with, man. I think it's over with.
I could have just kept Jawan.
Honestly, like I would have been fine with that. I would have been fine with paying Jawan. I wouldn't say give him the JSN Supermax bomb, but like I mean, I'll be okay with paying him instead of going Mike Evans. You know how I feel about Mike Evans. I think he's a Hall of Famer. I think he's a great player, but I just think lately, man, he's been way too much time hurt.
Just not for this team too. Like it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it doesn't fit the scheme and how they run these. I don't know, man. I don't know. I just don't love it, man. I just don't love it. I don't like how San Fran's projecting to me. I think that this is gonna be one of those seasons where we're looking at San Fran like, are they like? I think that they could be like what Kansas City was last year, where you're looking at the roster and you're like, okay, well they have Patrick Mahomes, they have Travis Kelce, they have Chris Jones, they have this shit, but they're not winning anything just because the team is just getting outmatched by these teams that are just younger, faster, better.
And they're gonna play each other, right?
What?
Third place.
Yeah, probably. You know what I mean? I haven't seen like the opponents, but I mean
they're third place, right? I mean, Niners are third. Chiefs are third.
Yeah, so they have a chance to play each other.
Yeah.
And again, so like we'll see it, but like what I'm trying to say though, they can be one of those teams where like on paper, yes, but like they could just be getting outmatched by like a team like Houston, like Chicago, where you're like, they just kind of just are just in a better spot than you, and they're just younger, they're just faster. I mean, this is what it is. You know what I mean? So, I don't know, man. San Fran trending down to me. I didn't like it. They tried to rekindle it, but it's over with.
Sorry.
Now, let's get into some March Madness. Some March Madness bangy.
Yeah, Sweet 16 about to start. Well, this upcoming weekend is Sweet 16 for men and women.
Right. Let's talk about your guys, because we went out and watched the game. It was a good outing. Louisville, Michigan State fell a little bit short. Just seemed like they just needed a little bit more firepower. Just couldn't really rekindle it. They had some shots early that if they would have fell, I think the game would have been closer. But they were kind of off from 3.
Couldn't hit.
Yeah, just couldn't
forcing it too early. Like I think we were shooting like 3 of 17 at halftime or something like that from 3. It's like kind of just gotta chalk it at some point and drive in. Like you just gotta get a couple of easy buckets. Like if we take a couple of those easy buckets, we have 80 instead of around 70.
Right.
Like, things could have been different, but I like the way they played. They came out. Conwell played well. Hadley gave himself a hard time in the press conference afterwards, but he played well all tournament too. The bigs played good too. I mean,
and
everybody played well.
You're missing your guard.
Yeah, I mean, Michael sold the season.
Right.
But it's okay, Michael. Your back hurts. Whatever, bro. Everybody else's back hurts in the playoffs right now.
Right.
Because they just carried the whole team and tried to beat a really good Michigan State team. I'll give them their props, but they foul baited and played a little bitch made, like I'm used to them playing, and I'm not a big fan of it. They did the Draymond Green tactic, which that's their alma mater's thing. I get it, whatever, but like, come on, bro.
Right.
We're already down our star player, and you want to do it with your star player, whatever.
Yeah, and I think Michael, it had to be a decent injury, but like you know how I kind of look at it. I'm not saying you need to play hurt, but I just think especially March Madness, like I think he was out a long time.
Conwell came out in the middle or right at the end of the first half. Was not in when the second half started. Came back in the later part of the second half and was putting in buckets. Like he was clearly dealing with something. He was hurt.
Right.
And he was like, "No, put me back in. This is my last college game I'm gonna play."
Right.
And Michael acting like he wants to go to the NBA.
Right.
Where's the same spirit?
Exactly. Like.
Yeah.
And I think if you look around the whole league, women and men, there's probably a lot of guys that are probably not healthy. I mean, it's a long season. People are probably dinked up and sore and all types of stuff.
Yeah.
But do you want to make a run or do you want to sit around? So I mean, this is kind of a learning situation here, weird situation. But
yeah.
I think if Louisville had that extra firepower, that it would have been a different story. Would they have gone and won? I still don't think they win, even with
it's like a
Joe
Mixon situation.
Yeah, I don't think they win or go to the Final Four if they have Michael, but I definitely think that they're still alive right now.
Yeah.
And I think that they maybe even win another game in the Sweet 16 round, get them further than that. Now once we get there, now I think that those teams are a little bit just better set up to go on a run. The Houstons of the world, all that sort of shit, but. I mean, I think it was a good season, and like you said, it was your coach's first time, right?
Yeah, first time winning the tournament game.
Yeah,
he's been in a couple times. We got a first round exit last year, his first year with us. But I mean, he's been really good. He has a 60 and 16 and 20 record or something like that.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It's not on the coach. The coach has been good, and I think that this is going to be a good building block for Louisville moving forward, and. It's just one of those ones where, just kind of the wrong mix of stuff just happened, that day.
That's fine. I mean? Yeah, I wasn't expecting us to win anything big. I was expecting us to go to this next round and lose. So.
Right. So, hey, man.
Hey, it works out. Whatever.
The earlier, the better.
Yeah.
No,
but Michigan State doesn't have hope, so it's okay.
Yeah. I mean, Michigan State's not going to win the tournament.
They're about to play UConn, bro. They're about to get rolled.
It's over with. So, good run, good win, but it's over. So that's fine.
Hurley about to fucking scream on the court whenever Fears is out there foul baiting like how he was against us.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna be veins popping out of his neck and his head, full red face. He's one of them type screamers.
Right.
He's gonna be in the middle of the court. It's gonna be hilarious.
Yeah. So yeah, UConn's gonna buy Michigan State for y'all, and then the Louisville women though, they're still holding it down and they're still in the mix.
Got another dub today. I really like our chances, honestly. I have us listening. In general, yeah, I like to win it all. Honestly, the squad's put together really well. We're kind of in the same situation that the men's team is, where one of our star guards, we just released her from the squad. I don't know what the issue is. They didn't release anything about it, but she got released before the tournament, and we've been balling, bro. We've been balling though.
Yeah, they have been balling. So I mean,
Yeah,
I mean,
it's a really well-built team.
Michigan's strong.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're as strong as Texas. So it's okay, you get another round where this is probably a pretty good band for band matchup where you're okay. You don't like you said. I would feel good too going in there. Now when you go to the next round, I think we're predicting Texas to beat Kentucky in the women's. Yeah. Right. Texas. I mean, they just put up 100.
Yeah.
So
all
Texas
the one seeds, I just think they're so strong. There's not really much the other teams can do. Like,
Right.
I think Louisville's is probably going to win this next game, and then run into Texas, and it's like, oh well, fuck.
Right.
But
that's not.
I really think we have
loss,
a good chance.
though.
Like, out of all the 1 seeds, I think that's probably our best matchup.
Right.
And we could probably win that one. Then I think we have to run into UCLA if it ends up being a 1 seed.
Right.
Then it might be chalk.
Right.
But maybe someone saves us.
And like,
but maybe we win it.
It's like, even regardless,
You know what I mean?
It's March, so it's like anything can happen. But it's like, even regardless, I still think that's like a good, respectable tournament loss. Like, I know it's not horseshoes, right? We're not counting, how close we get to the pin, but I mean, it's just kind of one of those things where it's like, okay, yeah, we are super strong, but if we are if we're gonna take a loss, like, I think, to me, go to Michigan, get the win. If you go against Texas and you put up like a decent fight and you lose, I don't think I could be like upset at that.
Yeah.
I think I would be more upset if we end it though right here and lose. Like, let's at least get past Michigan. Let's at least get past Michigan, and then after that, I could be like, all right.
Especially if Kentucky wins, bro. Oh my god.
Right.
Yeah. No,
That'd be nasty.
we gotta
That'd
win.
be nasty.
We gotta win.
Ooh.
Because if we play them, we're definitely rolling them.
So you're kind of rooting for Kentucky. Now, I'm not saying you're a Kentucky guy.
No.
I'm not saying you're a Kentucky guy.
I want them to lose. I specifically want them to lose.
You know what I mean?
I specifically want them to lose. I don't care about us beating Texas as much as I want them to lose to Texas.
Right. But don't you want? You don't want to play them and beat them though. That's nasty though.
It would be cool, but I would rather watch them.
Just get demolished.
I would rather watch them lose as soon as possible.
Right.
I like watching them lose as soon as possible. I don't ever like watching them win. Mm-hmm. If they win against Texas, I'm gonna have to hear about it for the game or the time remaining until the game, and I don't want to have to hear any of them.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because then they're gonna get rolled, and then I won't have to hear it. But I don't want to hear it up until that point.
You want them to be.
I want to be a Swift in.
Dagger in the chest.
Yeah, Swift in, and then we beat that team that just beat y'all.
True.
You know.
Supposedly.
Because we already beat them.
Right.
So what's the chance?
What's the point of like doing it again?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. I understand.
I don't go back to my leftovers.
Right.
For extra plate.
Right. I just go.
I'm not about to throw Kentucky back in the microwave.
Yeah, I just throw it in the trash and go get a new meal. Duke's struggling.
Yeah.
But they're still moving. They're still moving and grooving.
Mm-hmm.
What you thinking about Duke? You think it's over with soon or what?
I don't know, man. They're good.
Isn't that the team with Aberdeen?
No, they're the team with the Boozer Bros.
Okay.
The Boozers.
Okay.
But they're playing St. John's next. They play Rick Pitino's team.
Okay.
And that's a good team. Like, they're the best team that they're gonna play in the playoffs so far, or the tournament so far. And they've been like eking by a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Their star players haven't been looking like star players in the tournament. They've been looking like freshmen.
Mm-hmm.
And St. John's doesn't have that problem. They have a bunch of...
They're cohesive.
Yeah, like Rick Pitino's teams have always been senior, junior guards that control the ball really well, play high pace,
experience,
and they facilitate and get to the line.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how they play. I mean, like, they have a good big, and they have a couple stretch players. Like, they have a well-built team that's real tight, play good defense as a unit. They play a lot of zone too. Like, I think it's a good matchup either way, but it might be tough.
It's a little early. Like I said, we're getting into like Sweet 16, so we're kind of seeing who's left. So who do you think? Who's your pick for men and women to come out and win the tournament? Yeah. Who do you think's gonna win men? Who do you think's gonna win women?
I still, on my brackets, I had Houston in the men's, and in the women's I had UConn.
Okay.
I had UConn over UCLA, like beat South Carolina, UCLA beat Texas, and then UConn beat UCLA. Mm-hmm. And then the men's I had, what's it called? Duke beating, Florida. I had Florida in there.
Yeah.
So that shit's cooked, but Duke loses in the Final Four.
Florida lost?
Yeah, they lost. They lost by one. And guess who turned the ball over at the end?
It was Lee, huh?
Yeah. They said, I kept seeing a bunch of like those fake Bleacher Report type ones, and it was like,
they breathalyzed Xavier Lee after the game, and he blew a blah blah blah, saying he's drunk as
Damn,
fuck.
bro, that was my guy too. Look, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't been paying like super close attention to the tournament. Like he's been paying a real close attention. That's why we're the Dobros, okay? With I'm saying sometimes we gotta split the attention on who's looking. You know what I mean? But look, dude, Xavier Lee during the regular season was one of the sauciest players that I think I've seen recently. Like he was kind of doing some crazy stuff. So
he was playing good in the tournament too.
So I was like, okay, look, man, that was kind of like I knew they weren't gonna win it again though, just because they won last year. So it's like you can't just pick them to win it again. Like you rarely has there ever been a repeat like that? Like you know what I'm saying? Maybe like in Kentucky years.
I think there's been a couple repeats, but
right.
I think one of them is like Kansas.
Yeah, like they were strong.
There was one repeat that was
like the women's repeated a lot because like UConn was like
Tennessee repeated a lot too.
Right.
The women.
So it's like it can happen. I just didn't see it with this Florida team.
But I had Houston beating Florida this year in the championship as a repeat.
Okay. Yeah. You did say that. You did say that. Yeah.
But yeah, I still see Houston.
Okay. I should have put that lay in, bro. I knew I should have put that lay in. It's too late now, but I think I'm going with Houston just because that's the hometown and they were right there winning it last year. They almost did it, but I think that this year. I think with that experience, I think that they can go in and I think that they can get it done this season. So I'm going for Houston, my home. Shout out to the boys, and then women. Look, UConn. I mean, I think maybe I'm bullish, but I mean, I did see this last Texas game. I mean,
they're pretty demon.
They look like they're kind of nasty. I think I might have to just rock with them. You know what I mean? If they lose, they lose. But like, I think that to me, I like Houston in the men's. I think I'm going with Texas in the women's for the tournament.
Bro, they've been so dominant in every sport recently.
That's what, dude. In college baseball,
they're kind of like hitting the stride in everything right now.
Softball, they're number one.
Volleyball, they've been dominating in recently too. Swimming, they've been really crazy in recently too.
They're nasty. Track
and field and shit too. Like, bro, they've actually been kind of slicing and everything.
Yeah. So and look, man. Arch Manning, you better step it up, brother. So look, man. I think I'm going with those two. So we'll see how the rest of the tournament plays out.
Okay, Texas Jane.
Yeah. Look, man, we're just victory lapping in the great Lone Star State. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the state.
There's still the chance of having Houston versus Texas in the men's championship. Yeah, because they're on the opposite sides right now.
Bro, do you know how electric that would be?
That's what I'm saying.
Because you know how like the Texas boys pull up, like I'm talking about like Houston boys too, like just Texas in general. Like when their teams are doing good, like. Those stadiums are gonna be. It's gonna be packed, bro, and it's gonna be a nasty.
It's like Cowboys and Texans. Yeah. They pack it out.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wants to be the shitty city of Texas.
You know we play them this year too, right? Texas played them Cowboys again. The last time we played them, we belted them with Joe Mixon.
Ooh, CD and Sting and Pickens and Lassiter?
Yeah, box combo. Dude, CJ's gonna carve the Cowboys, bro. It's just gonna be a carver. And Dak gonna throw at least 2 diapers. For sure.
Yeah, you're about to get Javonte Williams to the head. 160, 210.
They ain't doing all that now. Now CD might break a couple. I ain't gonna lie. CD gonna break a couple. You know what I'm saying? Sting, while he is amazing, he do have his lapses sometimes.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
And CD's a lot bigger than him.
Yeah. So and Pickens, Pickens will just climb up on a motherfucker back. Like
that's why I put Lassiter on him.
Yeah. Like you don't need that aggression versus aggression. Like them two niggas need to be going against each other. And like
they need to be fighting at the line every play so that Pickens just like forgets about football.
And the two like calm finesse dudes need to go against each other with Sting and CD. So and just hopefully we can get to them. But yeah, Texans play Dallas this year, and that's gonna be a belt. And Houston, let's go boys. Let's take it home. But yeah, man. I mean, I think that's pretty much all we got. We have to come back and talk about the free agency and talk about all the stuff that's been going on lately in the sports world, man. It's been a movie. Next time we record, it'll probably be NBA playoff time, end of the tournament, that sort of thing. Probably be
we should try to do one like right before Final Four or something.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll do one right before Final Four, and break down those matchups, and then we'll probably talk a little bit more about NBA.
Yeah,
in our
we'll
next
be
episode.
like a week or two from draft too.
Yeah, we'll be a couple weeks from the draft, maybe a couple more trades and stuff like that pop off. So what? When's Final Four?
Oh, and the UFL starts, so we'll have a good little preview on
Yeah,
that.
UFL. By
The
the
draft
way,
is a month.
Houston Gamblers are taking it this year. Okay, Houston Gamblers are taking the UFL. And if y'all aren't watching the UFL, guys, like, okay, I get it. It's not the NFL, but it's pretty damn good. I've been watching it for the past couple of years. Chase knows, like, I've been keeping track of it. Like, it's actually good ball, and it's good ball in the spring.
Mhm.
They're tackling. They're playing hard. Like, it's actually good stuff, and like it's good plays. Like, it's not corny. It's basically. It's literally the NFL rules, basically, with a couple tweaks. It's not corny like arena football where they're like bouncing off the walls and doing dumb shit. Like, it's actually good ball. A lot of former players, like, it's good stuff. Like, tune into the into the UFL.
Yeah,
for
Louisville
good spring ball.
Kings.
Louisville Kings, they're not ready, man. New expansion team.
Yes,
they're not-
sir.
they're-
First green team. Come on.
They ain't going nowhere, man. They ain't going nowhere. Look, man, watch. In a couple weeks, we're going to come back. Them gamblers going to be rolling. Watch
They
it.
said that about our soccer expansion team too, and we won like 3 straight championships.
They ain't winning no championship, bro.
All first season,
They
3
ain't.
straight.
Look, boys, they're not winning. Look. Tell us who you want. You a Houston Gambler or you a Louisville King, right? That's what y'all are, Louisville King. No, come on, man. That game is
Y'all the gamblers or the Kings? You gotta store your money somewhere.
Bro, y'all could have came up with something better than that, bro. Better than that. Louisville Kings, bro. Like, what?
Triple crown. It's a triple crown for the horse racing. For the Kentucky Derby.
See, they reaching with that, bro.
Wow.
Houston Gamblers. We're trying to get paid. We're trying to get checks. We really about that
Yeah,
dollar.
they're shiesty.
Kings,
They're
bro.
schemers.
Like, I mean,
they're shiesty. They're
who else is the king? The Sacramento Kings. Those dudes are ass. They haven't lit the beam
Bro,
in like 4 months,
The
bro.
city's
Like,
named after a king. It's named after King Louis. It makes sense. It's not a reach. It's a triple entendre.
it makes sense. I'm just talking shit, and they're not gonna beat us. So
Sorry.
that Houston Gamblers Louisville Kings game, I'm gonna be tuned in, and
It's
we're
gonna be a rodeo.
and we're gonna dominate. And the Gamblers jerseys are better than the Louisville Kings jerseys. Let's just be honest about that.
We got the cleaner helmet. That's cool.
I might take the Gambler helmet.
That's fine.
You
That's
know,
fine. I'll take the on-field product for my team.
I don't know who's playing quarterback for our team, so that's a worrisome.
I call PJ back up.
And it better not be Tagalia. It better not be that dude. I swear to God, boy.
2.0, yes sir.
Call me and play quarterback for that dude.
He's actually buns.
Yeah, dude, he is terrible, bro. You saw him on the Maryland Terrapins, bro. They were terrible with this guy. No way, bro. He's definitely third string. No shot. He's our starter going into week 1. If he's our starter going into week 1, I'm chalking it, bro.
We cut James Robinson, so clearly our running back room is too good for James Robinson to play
Probably.
me. So.
Look, James Robinson, pack it up, brother. But yeah, boys. So what's the Final Four in a couple weeks?
This weekend it'll be the Sweet 16 and Elite 8, and then
Okay.
next weekend it'll be Final Four.
All right, bet. Yeah, so before next weekend, we'll be back with Final Four, with NBA, with if any more NFL trades pop off, closer to the draft, and that'll be our next thing in about a week or so. So we'll see y'all boys then. Until then, stay lovely.
Horns up, right now.
Horns up, bear down, always.
And go fucking Cards.
Montgomery.